again, all sexually transmitted diseases, and all can have tragic consequences for the baby. So I think it's a bigger picture, really about how can we get women of reproductive age.
Welcome back to Norwin High School. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanula. We apologize. We did not have our full Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. We had a power surge back at the station. Apparently, Tony took out a couple of our computers, so unfortunately that put an axe into our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, but we're still ready. We'll have the game for you on the radio. We'll also have the stream up on the WMBS Facebook page as well tonight.
We'll be okay. Like I said, one of those things, hey, Brian, it was the week that you capped off after your election coverage and everything. So
yeah, it's been a rough week.
Kind of got beat up, but you'll be all right. So
let's take a look at our starting lineups. As always, they're being brought to you by SWGI Specialists, now U.S. Digestive Health at Uniontown. A different name, but the same team providing the same exceptional digestive care to our communities. Wishing the best of luck to all of our local teams. Tony?
All right, for the Cal Trojans tonight, they come in with a 10-1 record overall, number 6 seed in Class 1A playoffs. Their starters tonight on the offensive side, let's look at the left tackle will be Noah Lehue. The left guard will be Darius Johnson. At center tonight will be Dylan Henry. The right guard will be Nico Georgigas. The right tackle will be Aiden Jobes. Starting at tight end will be Caden Monticello. The wide receivers on the right side will be Zach Galletti. On the left side will be Vinny Manzella. Getting the start in the backfield tonight will be Spencer Petrucci and Lee Kwalk. Also at fullback will be Fred Sherman. And the quarterback tonight for the Cal Trojans will be Jake Lehue. On the defensive end, on the defensive side, the defensive ends will be Malachi Peak on the left and Fred Sherman on the right. Nose guard will be Christian Ross. 5 linebackers across. Outside linebackers will be Spencer Petrucci on the left, Zach Galletti on the right. The inside linebackers on the left will be Caden Monticelli, and on the right side will be Lee Kwalk. And the middle linebacker will be Landon Abercrombie. In the defensive backfield, cornerbacks will be Daquan Davis and Vinny Manzelli, and the safety will be Jake Lehue. For the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, who come in at number 3 seed overall, come in with a record of 9-1. Offensively for them, the left tackle will be Jaden Collins. The left guard will be team captain Zach Swift. At center will be Braden Suter. The right guard will be Camden Cooley. Right tackle Charles Butler. And the tight end will be Henry Barbish. Wide receivers will be Jaden Lindsay and Tyjir Clayton, as well as Jason Cross. Running back will be Marcus Carter, and the quarterback will be Cole Oshevsky. Quickly on the defensive end, defensive ends will be Davian Taylor, the sophomore who has 24 career sacks already. Jaden Collins, defensive tackle. Braden Suter, the defensive tackle. And the other defensive end will be Henry Barbish. Linebackers, 3 across, will be Aaron Edwards on the left side, Najee Austin on the middle linebacker, and Jamal Lindsay on the right side. Quarterbacks, Tyjir Clayton and Jaden Lindsay. And the safeties will be Ajwan Marshall and Jason Cross.
We'll take a quick break for the national anthem here on WMBS.
It was pretty surreal.
You might ask, what's going through a person's mind when they decide to battle a gigantic snake?
The only thing I was thinking was winning. Well, you can't call a timeout. Like, there's not when you commit to that, you're in it. Like, someone's going to win, right? I wanted it to be us.
But after hours of battling the snake, they called for backup.
He's like, I'm sitting on a python. We need you to come dispatch. I said, I'm on it.
Amy Siwi is a professional python hunter.
I come around and there are 5 pretty big dudes sitting on a python. And it is the biggest python that I've ever seen. I mean, as far as the girth, I've never seen such a fat python in my life, especially out here.
In Washington, the tail end of an era as the beloved giant pandas bid farewell to the Smithsonian's National Zoo. If you've been to the National Zoo since the year 2000, chances are you've got some panda paraphernalia, likely a hat with ears. This guy is a huge fan.
They're majestic animals.
Zoo Director Brandy Smith says it's a lot for her and the staff.
We have been with Meishan and Tian Tian for more than 2 decades.
And let's not forget their 4 surviving cubs, born the size of a stick of butter. So thanks for the panda parties, the fruit and ice cakes, and the huge smiles of kids and adults.
Brian Mrozak and Tony Hanula back here at Norwin High School for this single-A quarterfinal round game between the 6th-seeded California Trojans and the 3rd-seeded Bishop Canevin Crusaders. Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios tonight. If you missed the opening segment of our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, both of these schools coming off impressive wins last week. California defeated Jeanette by a score of 44-6. Bishop Canevin a 49-6 win over Leechburg. California has now won 8 games in a row, and Bishop Canevin just 1 loss on the season as well, Tony Hanula.
Yeah, and that 1 loss to Fort Cherry, and actually the winner of this game plays the winner of the Fort Cherry and the Rochester game next week in the semifinals. So if Bishop Canevin wins, you'll see a little rematch there, and I'm sure they'll have a little revenge in mind.
Yeah, taking a look at the single-A bracket, as Tony said, you have Fort Cherry seeded number 2. They're taking on 10th-seeded Rochester. Rochester last week with an overtime win over Cornell at Moon High School. And again, that Fort Cherry-Rochester game being played at West Allegheny High School tonight. On the other side of the bracket, Southside Beaver, the number 1 seed, they're playing at Greensburg Central Catholic tonight. That game being played at Peters Township High School. Clareton, the number 4 seed, taking on 5th-seeded Union out of Lawrence County. And those 2 schools playing at Armstrong High School tonight. It's kind of an odd sight there. You have Clareton playing Union in Armstrong tonight.
Yeah, that's a little bit different there, but again, maybe no fields available.
Yeah, you don't know what is available. You're right on that. You're going to have to thank some of our sponsors tonight, including our audio stream sponsors, Armstrong, NAPA Auto Parts, attorney Lisa J. Buday, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Also have to thank Shop and Save, Walnut Hill Plaza in Uniontown, Casey's Sports Cafe, and NovaCare Rehabilitation with locations in both Uniontown and Masontown. Again, we apologize. We had a little bit of a short Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show tonight. Had a power surge back at the station, so got a couple of computers. So Tony and I, along with you tonight, probably for a little while, at least till halftime, Tony.
That can either be good or bad.
That could get very entertaining with you alongside tonight, that's for sure.
You know, we try our best. Try to keep everybody involved and keep them listening, that's for sure.
And the Trojans and the Crusaders about to take the field, both schools' respective cheerleaders and marching bands lined up. And the Bishop Canevin band, Tony, not a very big band in that, but they were out there playing the national anthem. Both schools' teams will be performing at halftime as well. Now California will be hitting the field in their away whites. Maroon numbers, a little bit of gold trim as they grab the California flag. Again, California's win last week over Jeanette, the first time the Trojans won a playoff game since they made it to the semifinals back in 2017 before they lost to Amani Christian.
Yeah, and a big win it was, and they were ready to play last week, as we said. Just offensive clicked, and the defense played extremely well, holding Jeanette to only 6 points, and they look like they're ready to go here today.
A lot of Trojan fans making the trip down to Norwin tonight. They have the stands on the far side pretty filled up. Not as many Crusaders fans here on the near side, Tony.
Yeah, well, you know what? Cal always does travel well, Brian. I mean, we've seen it time in and time out. We've done a few of their games in the past. And I'll tell you what, they really have a good crowd and a lot of support from the community.
Semifinal round action taking place tonight in both 6A and 5A. In 6A, Mount Lebanon taking on Pittsburgh Central Catholic at Fox Chapel High School. Cannon Mac battling North Allegheny. That game being played at North Allegheny High School. 5A semifinal round games tonight. Pine Richland taking on Penn Hills. That game being played at North Hills High School. Moon and Peters battling at South Fayette. 4A quarterfinals. These should be some fun matchups tonight, Tony. Trinity and McKeesport battling at McKeesport High School. Thomas Jefferson and Montour at Montour High School. Greater Latrobe playing at Heinz Field tonight. That's the new Heinz Field at Aliquippa High School tonight. And Central Valley playing Mars at a neutral site in Ambridge. Down in 3A, many folks expect Avonworth to be colliding with Bell Vernon in a championship game. Of course, they have to get there first, as Bishop Canevin now on the field in their home grays with white numbers. Their bench here on the near side. Bell Vernon tonight hosting Deer Lakes. Avonworth tonight hosting Beaver. Both Bell Vernon and Avonworth had byes last week. South Park at East Allegheny tonight. Elizabeth Ford hosting West Mifflin in a battle between a couple of southern Allegheny County teams. In 2A quarterfinal round games at Western Beaver taking on Steel Valley in Munhall tonight. Mohawk taking on Amani Christian and Moon. Washington taking on McGuffey at Cannon Mac. And Beaver Falls at Neshannock tonight. Of course, the 1A quarterfinals here, California and Bishop Canevin at Norwin. Greensburg Central Catholic and Southside Beaver at Peters Township. Rochester and Fort Cherry at West Allegheny, and Union taking on Clairton at Armstrong High School. So we're just about set to go, Tony. They're going to have the ceremonial coin toss. They actually held it earlier around 6:30, but they'll bring the captains back out here to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I was trying to look and trying to nose a little bit whenever they were doing it the first time, but they kind of were pretty tight.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell who did what. Yeah, so we'll find out here now. But I think that Cal actually won the toss, but I could be wrong.
Cool and crisp tonight for high school football. Game time temperature around 48 degrees. Not expecting any precipitation this evening as the captains meet here at the 50-yard line. I think you're right, Tony. California won the toss. And let's see if they want the football. And ball control is certainly going to be key, I think, for California here tonight. Did they signal?
He said something, but I couldn't understand what he said. He didn't point. It didn't.
No, there was no.
Yeah.
He walked over towards the California side initially. Then the other official went over on the Bishop Canevin side, and there was something kind of mumbled, but we didn't really get what it was.
Well, let's see who's going to grab the tee first.
Yeah, we'll find out here in a second, yeah.
Let's see who grabs the tee first.
California was showing that they were going to defend the goal to our right here in the opening quarter, so they'll work right to left as we describe it. Again, I have to thank some of our sponsors tonight, including the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, Cherokee Recycling, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, Ford of Uniontown, Potter's Bar and Grill, and, of course, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. So California now taking the field, lining up on the right side.
Kick,
Yep, they have the tee.
Yes, they do. They have the tee.
It'll be Christian Ross to send it away, the junior kicker for California, and back deep for Bishop Canevin, number 2, Jason Cross, along with number 7, Aswan Marshall. Cross, a West Virginia recruit, will be playing as a defensive back at WVU. What's interesting, Tony, he wears number 2. Ronnie Gallagher wears number 2. There's already a player wearing number 2 on the defensive side for West Virginia. He might not get his number his freshman year.
Yeah, he might have to change it a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But, yeah, you're right, committed to West Virginia already, and congratulations to him. He was looked at by a number of schools, really all the ones in the local area, Pitt and Penn State as well.
So Ross will send it away. A little squib kick down the field. Actually goes in between the legs of Marshall, who tries to regain here at the 11-yard line. Marshall now trapped, trying to get out of it. Good pursuit from California, and Marshall tackled back right around the 9-yard line.
They're going to mark it at the 10. So nice job there by Cal. Great coverage. And really unfortunate for Marshall because the ball just went right through his legs. Ended up losing probably about 10 yards there before he fielded it.
They're going to spot it just shy of the 10-yard line. Again, Bishop Canevin working left to right as we describe it. Their quarterback, Cole Olszewski, the all-time leading passer at Bishop Canevin, came into this game 101 of 156 on the season. It's 1,872 passing yards, leading all of single A, 31 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And he'll line up out of the shotgun with Marzi Carter off to his right and twin receiver seat side. Now they'll bring a man in motion, and whistles coming here at the snap.
I think you get a false start. I actually think that the right tackle moved prior to the snap. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Bishop Canevin.
They were bringing in DeMar Olds in motion. Olds a 5'9", 140 sophomore. It'll be half the distance to the goal line from the 9. They'll put it back inside the 5. It'll be 1st and 15, just 7 seconds into this game tonight at Norwin High School. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola. Nice to have you along with us for high school football playoff action tonight. Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. So Olszewski now facing a 1st and 15. He'll bring Olds in motion again. They'll fake the jet sweep. Olszewski to put it up with it as he released the football, looking deep middle in a single coverage, and almost hauling it in there, Tony, was Jason Cross. Cross came very close to making an over-the-shoulder catch right around midfield, but the pass falls incomplete to bring up 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, nice job there by California defensive backs there to have good position. Davis was out there with him. Actually, Cross, too, almost turned that afterburner on a little bit and got past everybody. And I kind of figured that you're going to see a lot of air time here tonight from Bishop Canevin. They run the ball well, but they can definitely throw, and Olszewski's tough.
And you wonder if that ball kind of held up a little bit more as he was hit as he released the football, causing it maybe to hang in the sky a little bit longer. Now triple left formation, some movement here on the snap again, and another false start here against Bishop Canevin. Not really what we expected out of the Crusaders.
Not at all.
We were talking earlier, Tony, the last time we saw Bishop Canevin, at least their football team here on WMBS, the start of the 2021 season, when they played an opening round game against Frazier, and I think they had about 4 touchdowns called back in the first half. Game ended up getting stopped at halftime just due to some lightning that never cleared up.
Well, yeah, and the thing of it was 4 touchdowns called back, but they also scored 4 touchdowns that counted.
Yeah, I think it was 28-0 at halftime. Could have been 56-0.
Exactly. And we saw how loaded they were back then. A couple of those guys still on this team.
And we had no idea they were going to end up making a run to the WPIAL championship game and actually winning a WPIAL championship back in 2021. Olszewski now going under center, a little off-tackle run, just trying to get a few yards here on the surge as Marzi Carter up to the 5-yard line, give him 2, maybe 3. But Bishop Canevin still will be facing a 3rd and long here, Tony. A spot at the 5-yard line. They're going to need the 19 for a first down, so call it 3rd and 14.
I do remember that game we did in 2021, Brian. And the thing of it was, we said when we left that it's going to be pretty hard for any team to beat them, and as it turned out, nobody did.
No. They ran through a very solid season in 2021, ended up losing to Red Bank Valley in the first round of the state playoffs. Again, we're back in a WPIAL title game last year, losing to Union in that championship game. Straight eye now behind Olszewski. Twin receivers to the far side, and his handoff going to the fullback. And just a little search here for 2, maybe 3 on the little run there on the right side. Looks like that was number 13 there, Davon Taylor on the carry. We didn't expect to see him running the football tonight. Listed as a backup tight end, Tony.
The backup tight end picked up, about 4 yards there. So
give the punter a little breathing room.
Yeah, it's going to make it 4th and 11, and they're going to have to punt.
The punter is Ryan McFetridge. McFetridge about 3 yards deep in his own end zone. California pair of players back deep to receive, and the kick with a left foot shanked out of bounds. Going out here right around the Bishop Canevin 30-yard line. So, Tony, a punt there just over 20 yards from McFetridge. And California could have asked for a better start. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here's the Bishop Canevin 30.
And a great field position for Cal to start is right, Brian. And really, let's see what they do. And like I said, I'm going to guess that they're just going to keep the ball on the ground. And you can't blame them. They had great success last week with Petrucci rushing for 201 yards and Lehue 145.
10:22 left here in the opening quarter as Jake Lehue lines up out of the shotgun, going heavy to the right side. A pull it down, looks to run, trying to turn the corner. Lehue, a nice surge. Gets inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. 6-yard run for Jake Lehue. Came into the game, 889 yards rushing on the season, 20 rushing touchdowns. Has thrown for only 337 yards on the season. In fact, California did not attempt a pass last week in their win over Jeanette.
Didn't have to. That's the thing about it, Brian. I mean, that offense just clicked. They were able to run all over them and do whatever they wanted. The offensive line did a fantastic job for the Trojans last week. And a good start here, picking up a quick 6.
Here's a T formation now behind Lehue on the 2nd and 5. Off-tackle run on the right side going to Spencer Petrucci. And Petrucci able to get 3 down to the 22 to bring up 3rd down and 2. And likely 4-down territory this area of the field, Tony.
Oh, no doubt, Brian. I mean, really, for them to attempt a field goal, pretty long try here, especially on a cold night like tonight.
We saw them pretty much last week primarily go for 2 even after touchdowns against Jeanette.
Right.
Now 3rd down and 2, line of scrimmage, the Bishop Canevin 22-yard line. More of a power eye look now behind Lehue with Petrucci dotting the I, and Petrucci's going to get the football right up the gut, needs 2, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe got a half a yard. But it's going to bring up 4th down and about 1.5 yards here for California.
Stopped in his tracks right there. Great job by the Bishop Canevin defense. Petrucci, no place to go.
The one thing I worried about on the California side coming into this game, Tony, were the Trojans too one-dimensional.
Well, one-dimensional in the sense that they run all the time, but you got to figure, too, even if you get the ball into Kwalk's hands or Galetti's hands on the, jet sweeps and things like that, I mean, they've got a lot of speed both ways, so it doesn't really matter. I think that, you have a number of options to run the ball, but as you said, I mean, really haven't passed a whole lot this year.
Well, it's 4th and 2. Leahy out of the shotgun. Design run the whole way. He's going to be stopped short. In fact, he's going to lose a yard back to the 23. So Bishop Canevin's defense coming up big, and California turning the football over on downs here at the Crusaders' 23-yard line.
He had a big stop right there, and Leahy had an opening there for a minute, but that gap closed pretty quick. And as you said, a 1-yard loss, and now Bishop Canevin to take over the ball with 8:15 to go in the first.
Going to have to thank some of our sponsors tonight, including attorney Lisa J. Buday, the Brewston Chiropractic Studio, Sandy Howe Notary Services, the C. Harper Auto Group, and O'Gilly's Bar and Grill. So Bishop Canevin, who punted on their opening drive after a couple of penalties, now new life with Olszewski out of the shotgun. And a handoff going here to Marzi Carter, and Carter breaking it down the far boundary for Crusaders' first down. And they're going to rule him out here at the Bishop Canevin 37-yard line for gain of 13. Carter came into the game, 95 carries, 359 yards, and 9 rushing touchdowns. 5'10", 165-pound senior already, Tony, over 3,000 yards rushing in his Crusaders' career.
And he had a huge game last week, Brian. 7 carries for 162 yards. And 2 long touchdown runs.
And a lot of short possessions last week in their first-round win over Leechburg. A little play fake, Olszewski. Screen here on the near side, complete to Olds. And Olds spinning his way down to midfield for an 18-yard gain on the catch and run from Cole Olszewski to DeMar Olds.
And an 18-yard pickup and another quick first down.
Right down to midfield.
It looks like the Crusaders are kind of warming up now, Brian.
Now with 7:49 left here in the opening quarter. Olszewski, a junior quarterback, out of the shotgun. Carter off to his left, 3 receivers to the far side, single coverage out to the near side. Olszewski takes the snap, inside run, and plenty of running room there inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line for Marzi Carter again.
Carter, another first down, so 3 quick plays and 3 straight first downs for the Crusaders.
Have it now at the California 39-yard line, and this is the offense we pretty much saw all season long on the Bishop Canevin side.
This is pretty much what we expected, that's for sure. And the thing of it is, they had bad field position to start last drive, but right now, just clicking on all cylinders.
Olszewski back out of the shotgun. Carter off to his left, triple left formation. Cross and single coverage to the near side. Olszewski looking in Cross's direction, and Cross is going to haul it in inside the 5, into the end zone for a Bishop Canevin touchdown from 39 yards out. You can tell, Tony, why he's a Division I player.
Exactly. Showing great speed and able to get past the defender there and haul that one in, and made that look rather easy for a 39-yard touchdown pass.
A nice little pump and go from Olszewski. Score occurring here at the 6:59 mark of the first.
Olszewski showing a pretty good arm there as well, Brian. So a 39-yard touchdown pass to Jason Cross. That's his 12th touchdown of the year.
Extra points. Now flags come in here before the kick. Might be another procedure call here against Bishop Canevin. No, it's going to be offsides against California. So if you're Bishop Canevin, you just bring out the 2-point conversion unit here. You've got it down to the 1-yard line. As well as you move the football on that drive. I think you might go in that direction, but they're going to keep Leo Shorthouse out there. Try to send in the extra point. Shorthouse's kick is up on the way and good. So Bishop Canevin converting on the Olszewski to Jason Cross, 39-yard touchdown pass. Score occurring at the 6:59 mark of the first. And Leo Shorthouse adding the extra point. Give the drive stats there,
Yeah,
Tony?
I do. Drive took 4 plays, only took 1 minute and 16 off the clock, and covered 77 yards for the score for Bishop Canevin.
Again, this is the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. I have to thank Davis & Davis, attorneys at law tonight, along with Ted Stova and Son Body and Fender Repair, and the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital for their support. So Bishop Canevin, after punting on their opening drive, taking it right down the field after California turned the football over on downs, Tony.
Yeah, the thing of it was, Brian, I mean, just like a machine. I mean, they look good on that drive, that's for sure. And you can see Olszewski. He's a stud. Nobody really looking at him yet on the college end of it, but I'm sure he's going to get a ton of calls here over the next year.
Jermel Lindsay now will send this one away. He'll angle it off here on the near side. A little one-hopper. Picked up by the Trojans right around the 20-yard line. On the run back here, Vinny Marzella. And Marzella taking it back before he's gang tackled right around the 35-yard line. So California trying to get something going on the offensive side. Tony didn't have a first down on their opening drive.
Did not, and had a couple nice runs there to start off. A 6-yard run and then a 2-yard or 3-yard run, but really couldn't do anything after that. That Bishop Canevin defense just stood everything up. So Cal's going to start on their own 35 on their second possession.
With 6:51 left before halftime. And a 7-0 lead for Bishop Canevin as Jake Lehue lines up here out of the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side, single coverage to the near side. They'll fake the handoff to Petrucci on the jet sweep. Lehue calling his own number, trying to turn the corner, and does not have the speed with the pursuit defensively. And Lehue run out of bounds, might have lost a yard, maybe two, back to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a loss of 1 there. Actually, at that point in time, I actually thought that Cal might come out and try to throw long on him. I mean, you got to figure the Bishop Canevin defense is going to be geared up for the run, no doubt. But even a couple passes would actually loosen his defense up a little bit and maybe get a little more running room for Cal.
And we talked to Richard Johnson. You probably didn't get a chance to hear it during the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show since we had a power surge. Actually took out a couple of our computers back at the station during the 6 o'clock hour. He was saying that we really don't know what California has in the passing game because they haven't had to use it yet this year. And now flags come in here on the snap. Might be an offsides penalty against Bishop Canevin.
Yeah, it looked like one of the linebackers just jumped the gun, tried to time the snap, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So now 3 penalties for Bishop Canevin so far for only 13 yards. But it's going to help Cal on this drive pick up a quick 5 after losing 2 on that Lehue run.
So now 2nd down and 7. Line of scrimmage, the California 38-yard line. Lehue now in a pistol set with Petrucci behind him. Petrucci's going to get the football, and he's going to lose 2. Back to the original line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line. Just great pursuit on the Bishop Canevin side from Frazier Clayton and Davion Taylor.
Yeah, and a little bit different story here for Petrucci here tonight. Really no running room whatsoever. And this defensive line for Bishop Canevin is tough and quick.
I think you're going to have to put it up here, Tony. 3rd and 10 from your own 35.
Well, you know, right now, I mean, you had one good run so far, but you really haven't done anything since then. And, you know, Lehue has the arm. I mean, we can tell that, 6'5", you know, he's a decent athlete.
He's under center this time, a play fake, looking for a little backside screen. Intended for Petrucci, almost intercepted, and Petrucci actually had a shot at it as well. Tygier Clayton almost had the interception. That could have been 6 going the other way for the Crusaders.
Yeah, and Clayton actually just waited, kind of baited Lehue to throw it over there and almost picked it off, and he would have had pay dirt, too, if that would have happened.
So now California's going to have to bring out their punting unit. We have 4:58 left here in the opening quarter. Bishop Canevin a 7-0 lead over California. Trojans looking for their first down of the game. And Christian Ross standing back at his own 23-yard line. Clean snap coming back. Ross, a short line drive on the far side, goes out of bounds. And we'll see where the officials spot it on the far side. And it's going to be at the Bishop Canevin 45. The Crusaders, pretty good field position here, Tony. Close to midfield.
20-yard punt. And again, good field position for Bishop Canevin.
Again, I have to thank some of our sponsors tonight, including attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Witt at Watson Mundorf LLP. NovaCare Rehabilitation, locations in Uniontown and Masontown. The Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Joby's Golf and the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood. Again, we had a couple of computers taken out back at the station about an hour ago due to a power surge. They're just with Tony and I here for most of the first half. We have IT on it. Hopefully that'll be rectified here as we get into the second half. And now Olszewski, triple right step. They're going to run it again with Marzi Carter. And he'll take it across midfield down to the 49-yard line. 6-yard run on that surge to bring up 2nd down and 4.
Carter now with 4 carries for 33 yards on the night.
Ball on the far hash mark, the California 49-yard line.
And a nice run to start. Give them a manageable 2nd down and 4. And I would not be surprised to see Olszewski put this one up. Got single coverage here on the right side with Cross.
A triple right formation. And another screen. Pass complete here to Jaden Lindsay, and Lindsay breaking a couple of tackles with a flag on the play, and Lindsay busting it down the near boundary, a little cut back of the 10, lost the football, gets back on, and officials said he was down, but I think the big question mark, Tony, what's the flag that was thrown back at the 43-yard line?
Yeah, I don't even know if, I didn't see a block in the back or anything like that. If they're going to call a hold, maybe even a face mask, but see what they call here.
Holding penalty here against Bishop Canevin. That'll nullify the catch and run there from Lindsay. So again, we have 4:06 left here in the opening quarter. Bishop Canevin a 7-0 lead over California on a Cole Olszewski touchdown pass to Jason Cross. And now Canevin, that being a spot foul, pushing it back to the Crusaders' 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They can pick up a first down at the California 45.
And how fast is Lindsay?
Yes.
To get outside there.
They have speedsters everywhere. I think it's a Wildcat set here, and a direct run this time going to Jason Cross, and Cross busting it out on the far side inside the 40, and Cross finally gang tackled at the 36-yard line. 16-yard run there on the Wildcat run from Jason Cross. Cross was actually the starting quarterback for Bishop Canevin his sophomore year. Started that game against Frazier that we had beginning of the 2021 season.
Right, and you can see what kind of talent he has, too.
And another holding penalty, Tony.
Wow.
That's a late one coming in. Another spot foul against Bishop Canevin.
And that's a tough one right there after that beautiful run by Cross.
You can wipe that one away. He'll push the football back to the Bishop Canevin 41-yard line. So he's 2nd and 14, clock running. 3:34 left here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and right now, Bishop Canevin hurting themselves. It's not the Cal defense. It's the Bishop Canevin offense and the penalties.
So Olszewski back out of the shotgun. In 2nd and long, back to Marzi Carter on the inside run, and just getting to that time. Carter takes it up to the 43. Now he'll be facing 3rd and long here for Bishop Canevin. We'll call it 3rd and 12. Line of scrimmage, the Crusaders 43. They need the California 45 for a first down.
Well, and you got to figure Olszewski over talking to the coach, getting some instruction. And with the weapons he has, as you mentioned, Brian, these wide receivers, they're quick.
They can pull some down for sure. Olszewski back out of the shotgun. Carter off to his right, twin receiver seat side. Line of scrimmage, the Canevin 43. They bring a man in motion, and they're coming after Olszewski. He's flushed out to the far side, throws on the run, but no one home. And well short of the intended wide receiver on the far side. It was Jaden Lindsay, and now Bishop Canevin facing a 4th and 12 with 2:28 left here in the opening quarter. They're going to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, and a good defensive stand there, even though it was aided by penalties, but a nice job there to put pressure on Olszewski, make him roll to his to his left and throw across his body, and really nobody open, so good defense there by the defensive backs for California.
Lee Kwalk and Zach Galletti now back deep to receive this punt. It's going to go in Galletti's direction, and he's going to let it go. Takes a sideways bounce and then a little Canevin roll. And it'll be down here right around the California 24-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will start. 1st and 10 with 2:16 left here in the opening quarter. Again, this is the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, WPIAL quarterfinal round playoff action. Coming your way from Norwin High School, Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola tonight. Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. I have to thank some of our sponsors tonight, including M&R Transit, United Bank, Armstrong, and State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. So California still looking for their first down of the game. Operates with Lehue here out of the shotgun. Lehue, screen far side. Pass complete there, and that's Lee Kwalk. And Kwalk actually stopped behind the line here, Tony. It's going to be a couple of yard loss. Let's see where they mark him out at.
It's going to be about a 4-yard loss. So Kwalk on that screen, no place to go.
Lost 4 yards. Kwalk came into the game 5 receptions for 131 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. He's also rushed for over 500 yards so far this season. And now California facing a 2nd and 14 from their own 20-yard line. 1:40 left here in the opening quarter. Bishop Canevin a 7-0 lead over California on a touchdown pass from Olszewski to Jason Cross. And now Leyhue going empty, a little power to the right. He's going to run it himself, and Leyhue looking for a little surge there. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. Give him 4 yards back there, Tony, to bring up 3rd down and 10 with 1:17 now left here in the opening quarter.
And again, not a lot of room for Leyhue to roll. Lucky enough to get 4 yards out of that one. So now here's the question, Brian. Do you put it up in the air? You're 3rd and 10.
I think you have to take some shots if you want to win this game. It's the playoffs. You're taking on the number 3 seed Bishop Canevin. Has a highly explosive offense. You haven't picked up a first down trying to run the football yet in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they've tried a couple passes already. Two more than last week.
They're going to take the play clock all the way down here and then call a timeout. With 43 seconds left here in the opening quarter, California taking a timeout. Again, have to thank attorney Lisa J. Buday, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, NAPA Auto Parts, and Armstrong for their help here tonight. Bringing you a live audio stream of this game. Again, we tried to bring the folks again a video stream tonight, Tony, if you're just joining us, wondering where the video's at with the WPIAL's new streaming deal with NFHS. They have first right of refusal, and they subcontracted out another network, and they decided to put the game behind a paywall. We were willing to pay and bring the folks the live video. Unfortunately, that was not possible on our end.
You tried, though, Brian.
We tried.
Yeah, we tried.
So now we have a 3rd and 10 upcoming here for California after the timeout. Ball on the far hash mark. The Trojans' 24-yard line. Our first time calling a football game here at Norwin High School, at least for me, Tony. I don't know if you worked for some other networks before calling games.
No, Brian, I have not. That was only once. What are you talking about? That was a basketball game up at Hempfield. That was a long time ago.
Here's Leyhue out of the shotgun going empty here for California on this 3rd and 10. He's going to put it up quick out near side. Pass is tipped and intercepted.
Picked off.
It was intended there for Vinny Marzella and got picked off by Bishop Canevin's Tysier Clayton. So off the tip drill, Clayton with the interception.
Yeah, and it was definitely a tip drill. It looked like Manzella, it looked like it was in his hands, but kind of hit it off the chest and bounced up in the air. And a great interception there by Clayton to be at the right place at the right time. So now Bishop Canevin with 37 seconds left in his first quarter going to start out on the California 27-yard line.
I really couldn't fault Leyhue at all there, Tony.
Not at all.
Put it right in Marzella's hands. I think it still would have been short of a first down. Olszewski taking the snap, little pump fake. He's in trouble, and he'll get sacked. This is a strip sack as California picks it up. The sack was made there by Fred Sherman, and Malachi Peak came out of the pack with a football, but we do have a flag on the play.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a hold on the other end. Cal's got to get the ball here. And
so
it
a
is.
Strip sack from Sherman. Peak with a recovery. Penalty against Bishop Canevin, and California is going to have the football back here just shy of midfield with 27 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and a nice play there by Sherman. Just penetration and able to get in there. And Olszewski really had no place to go.
They're going to re-spot it here at the California 46, but nonetheless, Trojans will have the football. And Leyhue back out of the shotgun with a little life. Protector backs each side, 3 wide receivers. And Leyhue, after a fake there to Petrucci, try to call his own number. He'll lose 2 back to the 44-yard line. It's just going to be tough, Tony, tonight, trying to run on this Bishop Canevin defense.
Well, right now they cannot. I mean, that's the thing of it is the offensive line did a great job last week, but right now these Bishop Canevin, this defensive line, I mean, they're quick and they're tough. And Cal, it's going to be the last play of the first quarter.
And the lone touchdown, Cole Olszewski, a 39-yard hookup to Jason Cross. Score occurred at the 6:59 mark of the opening quarter. Extra point was added there by Leo Shorthouse to put Bishop Canevin on top of California by a score of 7-0. Again, this is the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola. Single A quarterfinal round action from Norwin High School being brought to you in part by the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. Sandy Howe Notary Services, Russ Blejo, your local Allstate insurance agents, and attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Witt at Watson-Mundorf, LLP. So California, Tony, in that opening quarter held without a first down.
Held without a first down, Brian, and let me take a look here. -4 passing and only 6 yards rushing. So not a whole lot of offense right now by the Trojans.
Going to have to try to turn things around here in the second quarter.
Well, and you're right. I mean, they're going to have to put the ball in the air. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you got to loosen this defense up a little bit because right now they're just pinning their ears back and waiting for the run.
California now will work left to right here in the second quarter. With Jake Lehue back out of the shotgun. This is 2nd down and 12. The California 44, and they're going to reposition. They had 2 men moving at the same time. That's going to draw a flag, and the pass ball is incomplete. You had both Lee Kwalk and Zach Coletti moving there at the snap, and you can't do that. Not Canadian football. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm kind of surprised that Bishop Canevin accepted that penalty. I mean, I would have made it 3rd down and 12.
California just kind of threw it away. I think Lehue realized that it was going to be an infraction there against California and just kind of threw it into the sidelines there on the far side. But you're right.
No, I get that.
It would have been 3rd and 12 instead of 2nd and 17.
Yeah. I mean, I would have just said, okay, guess what? You haven't done anything yet. I'm going to turn it down, make you do something on 3rd and 12.
They're coming right after Lehue. He's going to send it on the far side, and that pass, did it get picked off? They're going to say incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the ground there.
Almost picked off by Henry Barbish, who was in the vicinity. But the pass short hopping. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And Barbish was there, just couldn't get his hands underneath it. And just bounced off the turf. So now you got 3rd and 17. Cal just trying to figure out what to do here against this stellar Bishop Canevin defense.
Line of scrimmage, the California 39-yard line. You get a lot of folks asking on our audio stream, where's our video feed? Again, we try to bring the folks the video tonight. The game with the new WPIAL streaming contract was picked up by NFHS, subcontracted out to another entity, so it's behind a paywall tonight. We do a free audio for you, and hopefully you're enjoying our audio broadcast. California facing a 3rd and 17 here, Tony, with 11:36 left before halftime. They're going to burn a timeout.
That's going to be their 2nd timeout of this half.
And again, our coverage being brought to you by Peachin Pharmacy inside the downtown Connellsville Peachin Market, Uniontown Detailing, O'Gilly's Bar and Grill, and First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. Appreciate all of our sponsors tonight. Again, we also had, talk about going through a lot this evening, we had a big power surge back in Uniontown tonight, just after 6 o'clock, so it actually knocked out power supplies to a couple of our computers back there. We have some IT folks working on that right now, and hopefully we get our computer system back up. We're still able to bring you the game, and hopefully you're enjoying whether you're listening on terrestrial radio on our WMBS Facebook page tonight. California and Bishop Canevin from Norwin High School. Right now, the Crusaders a 7-0 lead. California with the football facing a 3rd and 17 from their own 39 with 11:36 left before halftime.
Yeah, it's something our crowd is not used to, not seeing live stream here tonight, but just the way it is with the WPIAL now.
Lehue, quick screen to Petrucci and run out of bounds, maybe got a yard. Up to the 40. And it's just tough, Tony, trying to turn those corners that you were able to turn maybe against some of those other Tri-County South opponents earlier on in the season against this very quick Bishop Canevin defense. And there's a number of guys on this Bishop Canevin team getting college looks. We mentioned Jason Cross already committing as a defensive back to West Virginia. Even a number of other guys in there as well getting a lot of Division II and Division III looks.
Yeah, and we got a lot of information from our buddy Joe Fear, who teaches down there. Joe really loaded us up with the info, and thank you.
Line drive kick here down the field, and actually takes a good California roll inside the 20. They're going to roll it out of bounds here at the 16-yard line. So a fortunate roll there from Christian Ross, pinning Bishop Canevin back to their own 16-yard line, and that's where they'll start. 1st and 10 with 10:50 left before halftime. Still just a 7-0 lead for the Crusaders over the California Trojans.
Yeah, and even though California really hasn't done much offensively, they're not out of this game by any means. And another stop here, like I said, if they can get a little spark offensively, or even a turnover here, could change this game all the way around.
Had the strip sack on the last Bishop Canevin drive. Now Olszewski here out of the shotgun from his own 16. Inside run again to Carter. And Carter able to take it up close to the 24-yard line. 7, maybe 8 there from Marzi Carter.
Yeah, we're going to give him 8. Carter, he's a load back there. He's got now 6 carries for 43 yards.
2nd and 2 from the Bishop Canevin 24-yard line. Olszewski back out of the shotgun. Carter off to his left. They'll stack receivers on each side. Olszewski just handing it off to Carter with a big hole. Carter across the 30, 35, and finally spun down right around the 37-yard line. So Marzi Carter, a big 13-yard run there for another Bishop Canevin first down.
And that's the 4th first down of this first half for the Crusaders. And as we said, Carter,
10:03 left before halftime.
Yeah, and Carter nearly broke that one. He's had a bunch of long touchdown runs this year. As we mentioned, 71 and 65 yards last week in that first half in their opening game.
There you go, Wildcat now with Cross and a quarterback. Carter off to his right. Olszewski is a wide receiver off to the left side. As Cross takes the snap, he's going to try to turn the corner on the far side. Cross now looking down the field like he might want to try to throw, but he's in trouble, and Cross is going to be stopped back at the 34-yard line for a 3, maybe 4-yard loss there as California's defense stepping up, not fooled at all for the Wildcat look that Bishop Canevin was trying to throw at them there with Jason Cross.
Exactly. Actually, I thought the same thing, Brian. I thought Cross was going to try to put the ball up as he rolled out, but California stayed home, and a nice job there by the defense. And actually did not give up even after missing a tackle there early. And able to come back with a 4-yard loss.
Canevin now facing a 2nd and 13 from their own 34. Olszewski back into the game as a quarterback. Protector back, Carter off to his left. Carter gets the football again. Good pursuit from behind as Carter just maybe getting a yard there as he was brought down by Fred Sherman again. Sherman's played a heck of a game defensively for California tonight.
Sherman has had a great game so far and a nice job there on that tackle. Just came off the left edge and able to catch Carter on the backside and hold him to a 1-yard gain.
And aside from that one drive where Olszewski found Cross on the long touchdown pass, California's defense has played well.
Extremely well, really. I mean, that drive, everything worked well for Bishop Canevin on that drive, but right now, Cal doing a great job defensively.
Olszewski back out of the shotgun, twin receiver seat side. Protector back off to his right on this 3rd and 12. From the Canevin 35, but coming after him again. Got around one man. Now Olszewski pulling it down, looks to run across the 40, breaks another tackle, and Olszewski taking it very close to a Bishop Canevin first down. He was finally brought down by Caden Monticelli. I think they're going to spot it here, Tony, right at the sticks. He needed 12, and I think he got 12.
I think they are going to give him a first down. Let's see what they do here. They're not going to bring it out and measure. They're going to call it a first down.
Malachi Peak almost had the sack there on Olszewski in the backfield, but the elusive Cole Olszewski able to spin off of Peak and then break a couple of other tackles here on the near side and pick up that Bishop Canevin first down right to the Crusaders' 48-yard line. So they have it here on the near hash mark. We have 7:39 left before halftime. Bishop Canevin still a 7-0 lead over California. Now they'll go double tights on the line. Protector back off to his left, wide out to each side. And once again, the inside run going there to Marzi Carter. And Carter gets into the edge of California territory. In fact, give him 5 here down to the California 47. Bring up 2nd down and 5.
And another nice run. Carter just pretty much wearing this defense down right now.
You're right on that. I think Bishop Canevin showing, Tony, they're a very balanced team. Olszewski getting so many of the headlines approaching 2,000 yards passing on the season. But Carter was a heck of a running back as well.
Yeah, he's a stud. There's no doubt about it. Carter getting a couple looks as well. But you're right. I mean, when you can throw and run like these guys can, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Olszewski again, twin receiver, seat side, play fake, handoff goes with a delayed run there to Carter. And Carter inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line, maybe about a half-yard short of a Bishop Canevin first down. Needed 5 and probably got about 4.5.
Yeah, we're going to give him 4. Now 10 carries for 66 yards for Carter. And he's the workhorse for this team, no doubt.
3rd and short.
This could be a big stop here for Cal. Under 6.5 to go in the second quarter.
Might be 4-down territory, though, for Bishop Canevin as well. On the other side of midfield, you're up 7-0. And you have an offense that's been potent throughout the course of the season. Olszewski back out of the shotgun. wide out each side, and California's defense might have jumped. They moved into the neutral zone.
They're going to give him a first down. Able to draw him offside. So Cal commits only their third penalty, but it's going to be a big one because it's going to give Bishop Canevin a first down.
Yeah, the whole defensive line kind of jumped into the neutral zone there on the snap, and they blew it dead. So a free 5 yards here for Bishop Canevin. He'll push the football down to the California 38. Down to 6:03 left before halftime, and Olszewski trying to go quickly. Takes the snap, hangs in the pocket, has time, looks deep middle of the pass, brought down right around the 16-yard line for another Bishop Canevin first down, and that one going down to Aswan Marshall.
And Marshall, nice job coming across the middle. Let's see, they're going to mark that at the 18-yard line, 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
So 22-yard connection.
And Canevin showing, Tony, they have more weapons than just Jason Cross out there. You look at that catch from Marshall. Clayton has shown that he can play. Jaden Lindsay, very talented. So DeMar Old's involved earlier as well. Now a triple left set here for Bishop Canevin from the California 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Trying to go up 2 scores. And it's Carter on the inside run, breaking a couple of tackles and spinning his way into the end zone for a Bishop Canevin touchdown. So Marzi Carter from 16 yards out increases the Bishop Canevin lead to 13-0 with 5:18 left before halftime.
Yeah, nice drive right there by the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, and Marzi Carter busting it up the middle. Actually thought he was going to be stopped about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, but able to run right through that Cal defense.
A Carter touchdown occurring here at the 5:18 mark of the second quarter. Now the extra points. Did it get over the bar? It did from Leo Shorthouse. So Shorthouse 2 for 2 on extra points. And Bishop Canevin a 14-0 lead over California with 5:18 left before the halftime break. And the Trojans certainly in some trouble right now, Tony.
Yes, they are. That drive covered 84 yards on 9 plays and took 4:32 off the clock. So a nice time-consuming drive. Ate up a bunch of clock. And a great job there by Carter. To bust open that 16-down run.
Again, this broadcast, the C.R. Bronner Group High School Sports Night, brought to you in part by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Ted Soba and Son Body and Fender Repair, and SWGI now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. So a 2-score lead for Bishop Canevin. They're up 14-0. And we'll send it away again with a little squib kick. Picked up here by California at the 20-yard line. On the run back here, Marzella taking it back to the California 35. So Vinny Marzella there on the return for California. That's where the Trojans will start 1st and 10. But they're down 14-0 with 5:11 left before halftime.
Yeah, and really have to do something here on this drive, Brian, because you surely don't want to go down 21-0 at halftime. 14-0 is bad enough, especially against this talented Bishop Canevin team. But right now, Cal just needs to put something together offensively. Take a little time off the clock and keep this offense off the field.
And Leahy line up out of the shotgun, triple right set to the wide side of the field. Leahy a little play fake, calls his own number, looking for a run there on the left, and Leahy getting a tough 5 yards up to the 38. Bring up 2nd down and a long 5. Those 4 or 5 yard runs a lot tougher for California right now than they are for Bishop Canevin.
Yes, it is. Leahy with a nice fake there. Had 3 wide receivers on the right and kind of faked the pass there a little bit, but able to pick up a quick 5.
Yeah, looking for the off-balance look. The line of scrimmage, the California 38. Leahy again out of the shotgun. Petrucci off to his right. Triple right formation on this 2nd and 5. Leahy again designed run. Getting up across the 40. Just shy of the 41-yard line. So Leahy maybe getting 3 there, Tony, to bring up 3rd down and 3.
And again, just everything right in front of him, but no place to go. Leahy's going to go over and get some instruction from the sideline. So now Leahy, 7 carries for 13 yards.
Leahy back out of the shotgun now. Their protector back off to his right again, Petrucci. Big 3rd and 3. Leahy run up the middle, and California has their first down of the game as Leahy takes it up to the 45-yard line. Needed 3, got 4 there to move the sticks. Maybe California can build on that here, Tony, with 3:49 left on a running clock here before halftime.
Well, yeah, and as you mentioned, Brian, I mean, hey, just kind of keep it moving. If you can keep getting 3 and 4 yards at a time, you're going to continue this drive. Right now, good field position at the 45-yard line. Now you're just hoping to keep the ball, like I said, make it manageable instead of having long. I mean, we've seen a couple times they've had 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18. I mean, it's a different story that way.
California will get the football to start the second half. This direct snap going to Lee Kwolk, and Kwolk's going to break it. Lee Kwolk down the far side inside the 30, inside the 20, and Lee Kwolk's going to take it to the house for a California touchdown from 55 yards out.
Beautiful run there and a great play. Everybody was concentrating on Petrucci and Leyhew, and Kwolk showing great speed on that 55-yard run.
We were talking to Ian McMeans earlier. Didn't get to hear it since we had the power surge back at the station and didn't get much of the interviews during our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. But Ian McMeans was saying the California rushing attack a lot more than just Petrucci and Leyhew. Keep your eyes on Kwolk tonight. And he was right. There's a 55-yard run from Kwolk, and California right back in it, down 14-6. And again, they went for 2 almost every time last week against Jeanette. They're going to line up to go for 2 here again, with Leyhew under center, 2 split backs behind him. Now Leyhew's going to back up here into a shotgun. And he'll take the snap, inside run Petrucci, and Petrucci trying to keep those legs turning, and I think he got across. He did for the 2-point conversion run. So a 55-yard TD run from Kwolk, followed up on the 2-point conversion run by Petrucci. And California is going to get the football first, Tony, in that third quarter. Now only down 6 at 14-8 with 3:10 left before halftime.
Yeah, and you can see that California sideline buzzing a little bit over there.
Yes, they are.
That drive took only 4 plays, covered 66 yards, and only took 2 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock. So nice job there by Cal. And as we said, just try to keep this Bishop Canevin offense off the field. But Kwolk showing great speed there as he broke through the left side. And really, he was untouched the whole way.
It's amazing how that first down that California picked up just gave them just that little surge. And as you said, I think so many guys on the Bishop Canevin defense keying on Leyhew along with Petrucci, allowing Kwolk to get down that far boundary for that 55-yard touchdown run. Now California back to within 6 with 3:10 left before halftime, but a big series here for this California defense. You get a hold over Bishop Canevin, you have all the momentum in your direction, but if Canevin comes back and gets a quick score here right before halftime, then they're certainly going to take a hold of this contest once again.
I would agree. Right now, you're right, it's up to the Cal defense. Hopefully you get a pretty decent kick.
Now, Christian Ross will send it away, a little squibber down on the far side that's juggled and scooped up just shy of the 20-yard line. It's Jason Cross on the run back, taking it up here to the 35-yard line, and that's where Canevin will start 1st and 10 with 3:02 left before halftime. And you kind of wonder if you're Olszewski right now, do you come back and take a deep shot here to start this drive?
I would, without a doubt. I mean, here's the thing. You've been stopped, but you've had a ton of guys open. See here, Olszewski for tonight has only thrown 1 incomplete pass. I'm sorry, 2 incomplete passes. He's 3 for 5 for 79 yards and that 39-yard touchdown to Cross.
He'll start here. The football just across the Crusaders' 35-yard line. Olszewski out of the shotgun. Protector back. Carter off to his left. Carter gets the football off tackle running on the right side. And Carter just getting 2 here, just shy of the 38. To bring up 2nd down and 8. Bishop Canevin still their full complement of timeouts. They have 3 remaining here in the first half. And you have 2:46 left right now on a running clock before halftime.
Well, and if I'm Cal, great stop there by on Carter. And let's see what happens here. I got a feeling, you got to think that Bishop Canevin is going to put it in the air here now.
Triple left formation. Carter off to the right of Olszewski in the backfield. Single coverage on the far side. Olszewski takes the snap, looks for a quick out here, near side pass hauled in, right around midfield, a little sidestep down to the California 46-yard line is Jaden Lindsay for another Bishop Canevin first down. So that ends up going, Tony, as a 16-yard gain. And Bishop Canevin moving the sticks here again with 2:10 left before halftime.
Right.
And ideally, if you're Bishop Canevin, if you're going to score, you're going to try to score with as little time remaining as possible here in the second quarter.
Well, the thing of it is that pass was barely out of the reach of Lee Kwolk. who almost intercepted it on the side, but just tossed over his head. A nice catch there by Lindsay.
1st and 10 now for Bishop Canevin from the California 46. Olszewski's going to put it up here again. Has a day and a half. Looks across the middle, a little crosser that's juggled and then dropped in and out of the hands there of Jaden Lindsay. And Lindsay was wide open and would have had it there inside the California 25.
Would have had another first down, and really, if he could have turned it upfield, might have been able to score, especially with his speed. We saw that on the last kickoff.
Maybe trying to run before he had the football.
Yeah, kind of just looking ahead there a little bit. So now it brings up a 2nd and 10.
So the clock stopped after the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the California 46. 14-8, Bishop Canevin leading California. Canevin looking for a late drive here in the second quarter. Olszewski taking the snap again. Looking deep middle, and this one I think it one-hopped. The intended wide receiver there falls incomplete, intended for Marshall. Zaswan Marshall unable to haul it in. Now 3rd and 10.
And that throw right there was just a little bit short. He did have Marshall wide open, but the ball just underthrown. So now you're right, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, and this would be a huge stop for the Cal defense.
And you wonder how aggressive does Bishop Canevin get if you get into a 4th down situation?
I mean, really, outside of one play, they've done a great job defensively.
Now Richard Johnson's going to take a timeout to talk things over. With 1:37 left before halftime, 14-8. Bishop Canevin leading California. Again, Canevin struck first on a Cole Olszewski 39-yard touchdown pass to Jason Cross at the 6:59 mark of the first. Marzi Carter added another touchdown run for Canevin to increase the lead to 14-0 after another short house extra point. And then right after California picked up their first down of the game, Lee Kwalk exploding for a 55-yard touchdown run. Spencer Petrucci taking in the 2-point conversion, and California back to within 6 of Bishop Canevin at 14-8. And now we have 1:37 left before halftime. Canevin facing a 3rd and 10 from the California 46-yard line.
Let's see what this Cal defense can dial up here.
Canevin working right to left as we described it. Ball on the left hash mark. Olszewski out of the shotgun. Marzi Carter off to his right. Twin receivers each side. Olszewski set to go. Wants the football. Gets it here on the snap. He's in trouble. They're coming after him. And Olszewski gang tackled and sacked all the way back at the Bishop Canevin 41-yard line.
I'm trying to see who was in there quickly for Cal.
Well, initially it appeared that was Spencer Petrucci. Might have made the initial hit there. A couple of his teammates coming over helped finish him off, including Malachi Peak, who's had a nice game defensively as well.
That's a huge loss. I mean, you figure 13-yard loss there.
I think California will take being down 14-8 at halftime. They're not going to try to take a timeout. Canevin only had 10 men on the field here as they're attempting to punt it away with Ryan McFetridge back at the 28-yard line, and the lefty for their line drive kick. Actually take a little Canevin roll here. Be down at the 26. So 43 seconds left before halftime. You're down 14-8 from your own 26. I think you're just going to call a running play here, Tony, and go into the locker room.
Call a running play and just don't turn it over.
I agree. Spotted here at the 26. And again, stay tuned at halftime for our halftime show being brought to you by the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. We'll have a CBS radio news update for you right around 8 o'clock. Tony will have first half stats brought to you by Peach and Pharmacy. We'll take a look at some scores around the WPIAL. So Kwalk's just going to run out of bounds. Probably wanted to stay in bounds there, Tony, more than anything.
I would agree.
That's going to stop the clock. And you have Bishop Canevin with 2 timeouts remaining. So that kind of changes the strategy there. Kwalk stays in bounds. You're probably going to be able to run it down. But now Canevin has 2 timeouts remaining. If they get a stop here, they could actually get the football back.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was you're right. I mean, he should have done everything he could to stay in bounds there just to keep that clock running.
Now an inside run this time from Leyhew. And Leyhew across the 30 up to the 31 getting 5. So now it's going to be 3rd and 5. Let's see if Canevin takes a timeout. They're not right now. Clock down to 23 seconds left before halftime.
I think they're going to be satisfied to go in with a 6-point lead here at half. We've had a good first half of football, though.
Very competitive.
Yep.
Third-seeded Bishop Canevin jumps out to a 14-0 lead. California coming back on that 55-yard touchdown run from Qualk. Now Spencer Petrucci maybe trying to break one here late. And
wow,
Petrucci just got driven into the turf after taking it up to the California 43. Goes as a 12-yard run. And hopefully Petrucci's all right there, Tony. He got slammed down pretty good. He's up. But Petrucci took a shot on the final play of the second quarter.
That's going to be enough for a first down for Cal.
Are they going to put any time back on the clock? Offense is staying out there. Clock showing 0.
1 second.
And California took a timeout. So they're going to try maybe break one more play. Hey, you broke a 55-yard run with Qualk. You have Petrucci's a good back. Qualk's quick. Have a solid quarterback there in Lehue that has speed. Why not? You never know what might happen here.
I got a feeling they're going to try to put it up.
I wouldn't
either. At this point, I mean, don't give the speedsters of Bishop Canevin a chance at all to even try to run it back.
You got a Division I safety.
Yeah.
Sitting back there in Jason Cross.
Right. And now you're going to have Bishop Canevin call timeout, right?
And with 1 second left here in the second quarter, so I think head coach Richard Johnson just wants to make sure his troops are prepared, and he's in his 4th season here. And you look at the turnaround of this Canevin program. They were 3-7, just snuck into the playoffs in 2017. Lost that first-round playoff game to California, 51-7. Went 3-7 again in 2018. 1-9 in 2019. His first year, 2020, had them at 5-3. Then that WPIAL championship win in 2021. Made it to the WPIAL finals last year, and here they are sitting at 9-1, entering the quarterfinal round of the playoffs here in a battle with California. Canevin up 14-8.
And they've really become one of the preeminent programs in Class 1A.
I agree.
I mean, they're loaded. I mean, you can see that. I mean, how many Class 1A teams have a Division I player on the
Correct.
team? I mean, it's pretty tough. They've got, and the thing of it is, this Davian Taylor is going to be just as tough. He's only a sophomore. As we said, 24 sacks already in 2 years.
Out of the shotgun, Lehue. He got hit as he released the football. The ball went up into the air. One of the California linemen, I think, caught it. And that, again, that could have been 6 going back the other way, Tony. I would not have attempted that there. California, extremely lucky, I think, to be going to the locker room right now, down only 14-8.
I would agree, Brian. And the thing about it was, you're right. You got 1 second left. Don't do anything crazy to really put yourself out of this game.
Yeah, I would have really taken my chances there with maybe breaking a run with Qualk or with Spencer Petrucci, or even having Lehue try to run it there. But they decided to try to attempt a pass, got tipped, and lucky it was not intercepted and taken back the other way. So we're here at halftime. It's 14-8. The Bishop Canevin Crusaders leading the California Trojans. Again, recapping the first half scoring. Again, we'll have a news update from CBS News coming up at 8 o'clock. Cole Olszewski, a 39-yard touchdown pass to Jason Cross. That occurred at the 6:59 mark of the opening quarter. Leo Shorthouse added the extra point to give Bishop Canevin a 7-0 lead. Then Marzi Carter coming back with a touchdown run at the 5:18 mark of the second quarter. Shorthouse adding another extra point to make it 14-0. Bishop Canevin, California getting on the scoreboard with a 55-yard TD run from Lee Qualk. Spencer Petrucci converting on the 2-point conversion run. That score occurring at the 3:10 mark of the second quarter, and that's where we sit at halftime at 14-8. The Bishop Canevin Crusaders leading the California Trojans. Again, have to thank some of our sponsors here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Hopefully you're enjoying our coverage. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanula, including Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, striving harder to get you farther. NAPA Auto Parts, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, Uniontown Detailing, attorney Lisa J. Buday, of course, the C. Harper Auto Group. Actually only 3 weeks away from the start of the high school basketball season. It'll start December the 1st. Laurel Highlands will open up in the Yacht Tournament. Uniontown will not play during the first weekend of the high school basketball season. They'll have their opening game coming up on December the 4th, and we'll have that Yacht Tournament. Of course, all the Uniontown games for you as well here on WMBS, whether you can watch on Facebook or listen on the radio. Looking forward to an exciting high school basketball season with high school football season not done yet, as California trying to extend the run here tonight, down 14-8 against Bishop Canevin at halftime. And after the CBS News update, we'll also pass along some other scores for you from around the WPIAL. Let you know how the rest of Single A and how the other classifications around the WPIAL are stacking up here tonight. And, of course, after the game, stay tuned for the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. The winner of this game will take on either second-seeded Fort Jerry or 10th-seeded Rochester. Those two schools playing at West Allegheny High School tonight. Southside Beaver, the number 1 seed. They're at Peters Township tonight, taking on Greensburg Central Catholic. And Clairton, the number 4 seed, taking on Union tonight. That game being played at Armstrong High School. And again, here at Norwin High School, it's a 14-8 lead for the Bishop Canevin Crusaders over the California Trojans. The Trojans band on the field right now. The Bishop Canevin band will hit the field as well after the California band wraps things up. We'll have Tony's stats actually for you as well after the CBS News update, which is coming your way in just about 2 minutes. A reminder coming up tomorrow here on WMBS, we have Pitt football in the afternoon as the Panthers playing at Yankee Stadium against Syracuse. On the air with our pregame show at 3 o'clock, opening kick set for 3:30. Penguins hockey tomorrow night as well, as the Penguins will be at home tomorrow for 7 o'clock puck drop. Bill DeFabio filling in for George Von Benko on the sports line tomorrow morning, which is being brought to you by Aaron Zolbrod and the Health Insurance Store in Connellsville, and Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe. And that comes your way during the 10 o'clock hour tomorrow as well here on WMBS. Going to have to thank Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios for holding down the fort. We had a little power surge before the start of our game, actually during our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, which actually blew out a couple of power supplies from our computers. We have some IT folks working on it right now. So Tony and I have been kind of holding down the fort a little more than normal here at Norwin High School tonight. And again, we'll have a CBS News update coming up for you around 8 o'clock. We'll have the second half of this game. And if California would be able to rally back and knock off Bishop Canevin, of course, we'll have the Trojans for you in the semifinal round of the playoffs next Friday night as well here on WMBS. We're coming up on CBS News here at the top of the hour. I'll send it back to Nick Barczyk, and then Tony and I back with some of the first half numbers and some scores from around the WPIAL. When we come back to Norwin High School, 14-8, Bishop Canevin over California here on WMBS Uniontown.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. We'll be checking in with you in just a bit. Right now at halftime, Bishop Canevin leaves California. That's Bishop Canevin 14, California 8 at the break at Norwin in that quarterfinal round matchup. Right now at 41 degrees outside of Howard Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM, W266DB, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Online at WMBS590.com. Tune in the radio app and on Facebook Live. Right now, CBS News at 8. Good evening.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Hollywood Actors Union Board approves a tentative deal that ended its strike. CBS's Wendy Gillette.
This victory is everyone's victory.
SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director Duncan Crabtree Ireland celebrated the deal approved by 86% of the board that he says includes over $1 billion in new wages and health care benefits for actors, new compensation for streaming shows, and informed consent and compensation for the use of artificial intelligence. Union President Fran Drescher on the negotiations that lasted 118 days.
The secret sauce is time and patience.
The union's 170,000 members still have to approve the deal, but that is widely expected. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
In a sign-stealing scandal, the Big Ten Conference bans Jim Harbaugh. Sports reporter Erica Herskowitz.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh was suspended 3 games, so that means for the rest of the regular season, after the Big Ten found the school was in violation of carrying out in-person scouting of its opponents for several years, which the conference says gave Michigan an unfair competitive advantage that compromised the integrity of competition.
It's audio from Gaza and Israel's war on Hamas that some might find disturbing. CBS's Deborah Patta.
A massive strike at the Al-Shifa hospital grounds, Gaza's largest medical facility. Israel insists Hamas is using hospitals to coordinate attacks and hide its commanders, but sheltering at Al-Shifa thousands of civilians. Their one place of refuge, now a blood-soaked battleground.
The Gaza Health Ministry reports over 10,800 deaths. A spokesman for Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs tells CBS News that the death toll from last month's Hamas attacks have been revised down to 1,200 from more than 1,400. CBS's Jim Krasula reports a suspect in the U.S. Capitol attack surrenders to police in New Jersey.
Gregory Yetman had been on the run since he fled his central New Jersey home when FBI agents showed up Wednesday morning. The 47-year-old former New Jersey National Guardsman faces a long list of charges, including assault, stemming from the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. He's accused of firing pepper spray at protesters and police officers. He is denied any wrongdoing.
Grammy nominations are announced, and SZA leads the way with 9, including Record, Album, and Song of the Year. Phoebe Bridgers and Victoria Monet closely followed with 7 nominations apiece. The 2024 Grammy Awards will air February 4th live on CBS and Paramount+. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Exergen thermometers are clinically proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. Exergen is fast, non-evasive, and accurate. Find Exergen thermometers for your home at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com. If you like using debit over credit, don't you think it's time you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin up to soft on the party, listen, supposed to roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The crib is always stocked. It's our party wine. She's cushion things for when chicks feel fly. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Georgia's highest court modernizes its rules to help military families. WSB's Veronica Waters.
More than 62,000 active duty service members are stationed in Georgia. The state Supreme Court now says their attorney spouses can get licensed to practice here without sitting for the bar exam.
If any group of people deserve consideration by the court, it is certainly our armed forces and their families.
University of Georgia Law Chair Emeritus Ron Carlson says this rule change will save time, money, and heartache. No more choosing between family and career.
And that alleviates the uprooting of families, which, as we know, military people often are faced with.
The change takes effect in January. Veronica Waters for CBS News, Atlanta.
Kiss's final concert will be available on pay-per-view. The December 2nd concert at New York's Madison Square Garden will be streamed live on ppv.com and cable and satellite operators in North America. Stocks jumped on Wall Street. The Dow closed up 391 points. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
And now the WMBS Weather Watch, brought to you by Maloney's Italian Restaurant on West Main Street, Uniontown. Maloney's, serving delicious Italian entrees in Maloney's since 1950. Overnight low at 36, 52 for Saturday, down to 33. Saturday night, Sunday at 54 with sun. Should be a nice fall weekend, down to 34 overnight Sunday. Monday at 59, 56 for Tuesday. Wednesday at 63 and 61 with some rain moving in on Thursday. The WMBS Weather Watch brought to you by Maloney's on West Main Street, Uniontown. Ask them about their popular banquet menu in their banquet room for your next special event. Call Maloney's for special 724-437-2061. That's 437-2061 for Maloney's on West Main Street. Now out to the gang, Brian Morozak and Tony Anola, as they get ready for the second half of the 1A quarterfinal round high school football playoff game. And right now it's Bishop Canevin 14, California 8. Gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, Nick. We have about 12 minutes until the start of the second half. As Nick said, Bishop Canevin a 14-8 lead over California. Tony has your halftime stats. They're being brought to you by Peach and Pharmacy inside the downtown Connellsville Peach and Market.
All right, Brian, thanks for the Cal Trojans in that first half. Offensively, Jake Lehue passing. He was 2 for 6 for -3 yards total. He did have one interception in there as well. The 2 catches were made by Spencer Petrucci, who caught one pass for 1 yard gain, and Lee Kwalk, 1 catch for -4 on that swing pass. Rushing-wise, Lehue, the leader on the rushing end, he had 9 carries for 23 yards. Spencer Petrucci, 4 carries for 12 yards, and Lee Kwalk actually had 2 carries for 54 yards.
Kwalk would be the leader then.
Well, yes, he would be. I was looking at the number of rushes. Sorry about that. Yeah,
but you said that he had me jump up. I'm like, did somebody have more rushing yards than Kwalk?
No. Kwalk had 54 yards rushing on 2 carries. Cal in that first half, they ran 21 offensive plays. They had 15 rushes for 89 yards, 2 for 6 passing for -3. They had 86 total yards in that first half. 3 penalties for 12 yards. They only had 2 first downs, and they did have that 1 turnover, the interception by Lehue. For the Bishop Canevin Crusaders offensively, Cole Oshevsky was 4 for 8 passing for 95 yards and a touchdown, that being a 39-yard toss to Jason Cross, and that was his only catch of the first half. Ajwan Marshall had 1 catch for 22 yards. Jaden Lindsay had 1 catch for 16, and DeMar Olds had 1 catch for 18 yards. On the rushing end, Marcus Carter had 12 carries for 84 yards and that 16-yard touchdown run. Olszewski, 2 carries for -1. Davian Taylor had 1 carry for 2 yards, and Jason Cross 1 carry for -4. Bishop Canevin ran 24 offensive plays in that first half. They had 16 rushes for 81 yards, 4 for 8 passing for 95 yards. They had 176 yards of total offense in that first half. 5 penalties for 33 yards. They had 8 first downs, and they had 1 turnover, that being the fumble by Oshevsky that was recovered by California.
Taking a look at some scores around the WPIAL. This is an interesting one, Tony. McKeesport up 14-0 at halftime over Trinity, but Trinity was attempting a field goal right before halftime, down 7-0. The field goal attempt came up short. Remember that Auburn-Alabama game from years ago?
Yes,
they took the kickback? McKeesport took it back about 105 yards for a touchdown to go up 14-0 over Trinity at halftime there. So the Hillers could have cut it to 7-3, and you get that kick and run back there. What do they call that? There was a name for that play that Auburn had over Alabama.
Oh, yeah, what was that? Yeah, that was like the...
Nick, do you remember that back in the station?
I'm racking my brain, gentlemen. I do remember it had a name, but I'm looking it up. Thank God for Google.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Is right.
Well, the other 4A quarterfinal round games, well, Nick goes
six.
That up. The kick, what is it called?
Kick 6.
Like a pick 6, but a kick 6.
Yeah.
Kick 6, I got it. The kick 6, okay. So the kick 6 taken back there from McKeesport as they go up 14-0. The other 4A quarterfinal round games, Montour up 16-0 over Thomas Jefferson. That's a bit of a surprise because Bill Cherpak always has his kids ready for the WPIAL playoffs.
That's an extremely big surprise, and you're right, and that'll tell you how good Montour really is, going against a really tough Thomas Jefferson team who actually beat Bell Vernon during the regular season. We're actually playing great football here, but right now just struggling in that first half.
Aliquippa up 25-7 over Greater Latrobe, and Mars a 10-0 lead over Central Valley. Those are your 4A quarterfinal round games. So as far as the Big 7 conference goes, those scores all hold up. Of course, you have 2 Big 7 conference teams playing one another, McKeesport and Trinity. McKeesport would be the lone Big 7 conference team left heading to the semifinal round next week. 2A quarterfinal round games tonight. Steel Valley a 14-12 lead over Western Beaver. Amani Christian up 6-3 over Mohawk. Washington up 6-0 over McGuffey. and Neshannock a 7-0 lead over Beaver Falls. Talk about low-scoring games. The most points of any of the 2A games, 14 from Steel Valley. They're all close.
That's interesting, yeah. Pretty evenly matched teams, then, is what you're saying.
I would say that. 5A semifinal round games tonight. Penn Hills a 3-0 lead over Pine Richland. Peters Township up 21-3 over Moon, and they'll play, Tony, both the 5A championship game and the 6A championship game here at Norwin High School next weekend.
Interesting. Yeah, and I tell you what, that Penn Hills team with a big win last week against Penn Trafford, and they've got a lot of talent on that team as well.
Of course, they play the championship games down at the now Acrisure Stadium for Class 1A through 4A, but the 5A and 6A games, they have to play them the week before because they'll enter the state playoffs a little bit earlier with less 5A and 6A teams in their respective classifications. They'll play here at Norwin next weekend. So you can see press box pretty big here, a lot of spacious venue. You can see why they're hosting the WPIAL championship football game.
Oh, it's a nice place to watch a game. As you said, I've never been here before either, and you're right. Great press box, and actually has heat as well,
yes.
Which is, we've run into a few situations where there hasn't been heat, and we're kind of thankful for it here tonight.
Other scores for East Allegheny, up 14-7 over South Park. Southside Beaver up 28-7 over Greensburg Central Catholic. I think I had another couple of 1A scores. I looked through my notes over here as well, as we have about 6 minutes left until the start of the second half here at Norwin High School, with Bishop Canevin up 14-8 over California. Up in 6A, Pittsburgh Central Catholic a 21-7 lead over Mount Lebanon. Fort Cherry, who of course handed Bishop Canevin their only loss of the season, they're up 20-0 over Rochester. Elizabeth Ford up 21-7 over West Mifflin. Neshannock, no, check that, Westinghouse in that PIAA play-in game between the Pittsburgh City League and District 5 and 2A. Westinghouse leading Berlin from Somerset County 18-0 tonight. I think that's all the current scores. Don't have a Bell Vernon score for you. Try to look that one up for you as well in 3A. We talked about Avonworth and Bell Vernon being some of the favorites in the 3A classification. We'll try to get you a score report there as well. Hello to Billy Dice checking in on our live stream tonight as well. Billy, we wish we had you alongside tonight. Again, a lot of folks on our live stream asking why we do not have video tonight. Again, we put in to broadcast the video of this game due to the WPIAL's new agreement with NFHS. They have first right of refusal. They chose to subcontract out another organization to put the game behind a paywall. Again, we were willing to broadcast the game and pay the rights fee for it, but unfortunately with the new agreements there, Tony, we're not able to do that.
Not able to do it, and all the disgruntled fans, you can call it WPIAL and ask them why.
Yes, again, we were willing to carry the video and have it free for you, but unfortunately that not happening. And TJ DeStefano let me know, 24-0 Bell Vernon over Deer Lakes. Appreciate TJ checking in, everybody helping us out tonight. And again, for some of the folks wondering why we're keeping it here for longer periods of time, we had a little power surge back at the station during the 6 o'clock hour. Actually knocked out two of our computers back at WMBS. We have our IT folks working on that right now. And again, hope to have them back up for you. So we have some extended time with Tony and I here tonight. But I have to thank some of our sponsors for making this game possible tonight as well. I kind of feel like Josh Scully tonight, Billy, doing all, Tony doing all these live reads. Of course, Cherokee Recycling, always doing such a great job. Movement Physiotherapy, Sandy Howe Notary Services. Sure, Ed Walensky listening to our broadcast tonight as well. Armstrong, Zen's Construction Warehouse, Mamaruka's Pizza Shop, and the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. Appreciate everyone's support. I believe, Tony, this is the 20th high school football game we've done already this year.
That probably sounds about right, Brian. I mean, we've done a ton.
Yeah, we have 18 in the regular season, and the two playoff games the last couple of weeks. I think that's probably a high for us, at least going over the last 20 years. And again, appreciate all the sponsor support. Would not be possible without them, and all the folks tuning in each and every Friday night as well for you. And we expect to have a full slate of high school basketball again starting 3 weeks from tonight. Not too far away, Tony.
And how many games you think you're going to do there?
Well, Uniontown plays 19 in Pennsylvania because they're going to have those 3 games down in Florida.
Right.
And Laurel, I think, is playing 22 in Pennsylvania. So maybe we'll get to close to 40 regular season games. How about that? See if we can do it.
And we'll be pretty close, I can tell you that. Now you know how the other half lives when you got to read the
correct. Yes,
ads,
read all
man.
these live
That's not a whole lot of yucks.
This is payback, I'm sure.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, just
maybe Scully hit that pole out there and just wants me to do all
he
these.
He did it
live
on
reads.
purpose. Yeah. He said, "Wait, let's go a little demo derby. We can wipe this out. I'll teach Brian a lesson."
Make him do all those live reads.
That's
right?
it.
All right, Tony, I understand you actually emceed a charity event up this late last week. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I had I was voluntold by Dr. Mike Swerk, who's cardiothoracic surgeon up at Excella, asked me to be an MC for the lung cancer awareness walk, and it was held over at Latrobe Square off of 30, and had a great turnout. And
great.
I did a little MC in my first gig at that. I told everybody if they start throwing fruit and tomatoes and everything at me, just kind of throw them in a box. We can have two fundraisers at the same time for lung cancer and the Westmoreland County Food Bank, rather than throw all that stuff away. But
you're an award-winning broadcaster now. So all these gigs, right?
You know what? You're killing me, Smalls. That's bad. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time, and like I said, they raised. I know he told me they raised about $25,000. So yes, it was a good day. A little chilly in the morning, but nice turnout, and I'm sure it'll be even bigger next year. I don't know if he'll have me back or not, but we'll find out. It's no big deal one way or the other.
I understand your photos in the Latrobe Bulletin if folks want to go and take a look.
That's scary right there. Don't expect too much, put it that way.
And we're about a minute and a half away from the start of the third quarter here with Bishop Canevin up 14-8 over California.
Well, Brian, I tell everybody whenever I talk to them, oh, yeah, you do games and everything. I said, yep, I got a voice for TV and a face for radio, brother.
You've been doing more video, though. We need to start putting you on camera more.
No,
right?
You don't. No, you did that last week to me.
Yeah, you were on the
that's because you did the same thing. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't want to be on there. Oh, Don's waiting for you. Don's waiting for you. He didn't even know who I was.
He knew you were Tony Hanula.
Please. He didn't know me. It was like, whatever. It was fun, though. But we've got a good game here tonight.
It should be a fun second half. California's going to get the football to start the third quarter. Again, they're down 6 at 14-8. Again, thanks to some of our sponsors, including Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty. Paul Bortz and the gang always doing a great job at Coldwell Banker. Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning. Congratulations to Nathan on his re-election this past week. Ford of Uniontown and the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory.
Yeah, and a couple surprises locally there. It's interesting political season here in Fayette County. And you guys
I don't really want to talk about that as much, though.
Well, no, you know what? No, but I will say this. I did watch some of your coverage online, and you guys did a nice job.
Thank you.
Really, it was. I'll tell you what. It just to keep everybody informed, and it was nice coverage by you guys. You guys did a great job.
I think I've had enough rants this week, so I just want to chill out over the weekend if I can.
Nah, you know what? It's the fun. It gets your blood flowing.
Oh, it does. My blood's more than flowing.
Your head's going to explode if you don't watch yourself here.
Help for our IT folks who fix computers back at the station and end up being a relaxing weekend for me. California's going to work left to right as we describe it to start the third quarter. They will get the football, and you'll have Bishop Canevin's Jermel Lindsay kicking it off. It's his birthday today, Tony.
Wow, happy birthday to him. He's involved in a great game right here now.
He'll be sending it away. In California with speed from Lee Kwalk, already broke a 55-yard touchdown run. He's off to the far side on this kick return. Let's see if he's going to get it here, and it will roll in Kwalk's direction from the 16. Kwalk on the run back, across the 25-30, and Lee Kwalk taking it back to the California 35. So the Trojans will have good field position. And, Tony, go back to that first half. They only had one first down, and then had the Kwalk 55-yard TD run.
Exactly, and they were kind of stagnant there in that first quarter, and just a great call by California to give that inside handoff to Kwalk and able to bust it for 55 yards and really just outran everybody, as we said, untouched. So now at the 35-yard line, good starting position now for California.
And we're here at Norwin High School tonight. Start of the third quarter, 14-8. Bishop Canevin in the lead. California with the football, the power eye. Pitch going back here on the near side. It is Kwalk. Kwalk a little hesitation, couldn't turn the corner. He stopped back at the 31-yard line for a 4-yard loss. So Bishop Canevin saying, hey, you might have taken it back 55 yards in the first half, but you're not getting past the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, you're not going to outrun us here is right. And really, gang tackle there. Had probably about 4 or 5 of the Crusaders just waiting for Kwalk to try to turn it upfield.
And California trying to ride the hot hand there in Kwalk, but This time Bishop Canevin ready for it. So Petrucci back in now, dotting the I. Traditional I formation. Pro set here for California. 2nd and 14 for their own 30. An inside handoff going this time to the fullback, Fred Sherman. And Sherman stacked up after only getting a yard that time. And California trying to mix things up. It's what you have to do here, Tony. You're going up against secondary that features a Division I player in Jason Cross. It's going to be tough to run the football. You have some big defensive linemen. You get Jaden Collins, 6'2", 290. Braden Suter, 6'2", 230. Barber, 6'4", 228. Going to be tough to run against those guys. You have to mix things up. You're going to have success tonight, but they're in the game down 6, just 90 seconds into this third quarter.
And again, as we said, just try to control the clock a little bit, put together a nice drive, take some time off, and keep this Crusader offense off the field.
Facing a 3rd and 4 here from a power I, and this time Cal's going to put it up. Leahy looking down the field, but short hops Lee Kwalk across the middle. So California going 3 and out. They're going to have to bring out the punting unit.
And he actually had Kwalk open. He had beaten the defender on the other side. But
kind of rushed the pass a little bit.
Rushed the pass and just underthrew it. And if Kwalk catches that ball, we saw that speed. I'm sure he would have scored with ease. But now, going to have a punt. Is that Cross waiting in the backfield here?
Yes, it is. Christian Ross will send it away. Ross standing back at the 19-yard line. Cross back at the 30. On the other side, high snap. Brought down, though, by Ross. They come after him, but he got it away. Punt here on the near side. Now Cross steps up. Just a minimal gain on the return there from Cross, taking it up to the 40-yard line. That's where Bishop Canevin will start. 1st and 10 with 10:29. Check that, 10:21 left here in the third quarter. Bishop Canevin still a 14-8 lead over California. If you're just joining us, Bishop Canevin striking first on a long 39-yard touchdown pass from Olszewski down to Jason Cross, and Marzi Carter adding a touchdown run. Lee Kwalk coming back for California with a 55-yard run. They added the 2 with Spencer Petrucci to get us here at 14-8.
And a little bit different. As we said, they were able to score 4 touchdowns in that first half last week.
California's defense, though, not allowing it to be as easy tonight. Here's Carter on the inside run, breaking down into California territory to the 48. So Carter picking up a first down there for Bishop Canevin. He's found some nice holes tonight, Tony.
Yes, he has. A nice 12-yard run there. That's going to get him close. He's got 96 yards rushing here tonight.
He came into the game with 859 for the season. So he needed 141 to get to 1,000 on the year. Again, already over 3,000 plus for his Bishop Canevin career. This time he stacked up. Hit right at the line and dropped for no gain. Then I'll bring up 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Bishop Canevin 47-yard line with 9:42 left on a running clock here in the third quarter. Canevin holding on to a 14-8 lead over California.
And a nice job there by that interior line for California. Able to stop Carter in his tracks for no gain.
Now Olszewski comes over to the near sidelines, getting the play there from head coach Richard Johnson. And I have to thank Coach Johnson, all of his staff, very accommodating, giving us all kinds of information on their program this week, making our life a little bit easier here tonight. Olszewski out of the shotgun, triple right set on the 2nd and 10.
Fumble.
Play fake, he lost the football. Carter dropped it and is recovered by California. As hopping on it there for the Trojans is Fred Sherman. So his big game on the defensive side continues tonight, Tony.
Yeah, and Sherman's had a great defensive game, and that just kind of tops things off there. Nice job by him. Great penetration in the backfield, and he was able to scoop that ball up, and Cal is going to have great field position.
That's the second fumble he's been involved in. He forced the earlier fumble that was recovered by Malachi Peak, and this time Sherman hopping on it, giving California the football now at the Bishop Canevin 46-yard line. Ball in the near hash mark, 9:05 left, and now flags come in. I think California had 12 guys in the huddle.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're going to get called for illegal participation.
Get our live audio stream tonight, courtesy of Armstrong, NAPA Auto Parts, attorney Lisa J. Buday, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Stay tuned during our post-game show. We'll have our first Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County super play of the game, also final stats, courtesy of Peach and Pharmacy. So the 1st and 10 becomes a 1st and 15. They're going to set it up here on a screen to Kwalk, and Kwalk able to get back to midfield and then carry a couple of Crusaders back close to the original line of scrimmage, just shy of the Crusaders' 46. So to give Kwok 4, maybe 5 there, and the little catch after the run.
I'm going to give him 5.
Or the run after the catch.
Yeah, I was going to say the push after the catch.
Yes.
Kwok now 2 catches for a total of 1 yard, but that was huge there to gain yards. I thought he was actually going to be stopped for a loss.
I mean, second and a long 10. They have the football spotted at the Bishop Canevin 47 on the far hash mark. As Leahy goes into more of a traditional pistol look with Petrucci behind him. Petrucci's going to get the football, and Petrucci tackled by the ankles and stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Might have lost 2 there. Brought down by Camden Cooley, number 55.
And a nice job there by Cooley. Petrucci really just nowhere to go. You're right, a 2-yard loss. It's going to bring up now what, third and 12.
Yeah. Third and 12, line of scrimmage, the Bishop Canevin 48. Ball on the far hash mark. Let's see how aggressive California gets here, down 6. Now a power eye behind Leahy. Petrucci dotting the eye as Leahy takes the snap. Little play fake. He's going to throw across the middle, and the pass almost intercepted. Initially had a man breaking free there, and that was Petrucci. He faked the handoff to Petrucci, kind of cut up the middle. No, check that. That was Caden Monticelli. That was Monticelli, the tight end, that pass was intended for. But he couldn't hang on. Pass might have been a little bit behind him. And California's going to have to punt now, facing a 4th and 12 with 7:45 left here in the third. Trojans still down 14-8.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because Monticelli was actually wide open there. Would have had a first down, kept that drive alive, but unable to come in with a catch. So now Cal to punt again.
Christian Ross at his own 40-yard line will boot it away here on the far side, and no coverage there from Bishop Canevin as the ball goes out of bounds. Got a sideway bounce going out right around the 25-yard line. That's where they spot it. So Bishop Canevin will get the football back up 6 at 14-8, 7:38 left here in the third quarter here on the CR Barada Group High School Sports Night. Coverage brought to you by the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, Mariscotti Insurance Agency, the Fay West Glass Company, Potter's Bar and Grill, and contact Bruce Beard for all of your accounting and tax needs.
Our friend Bruce Beard, he'll take care of you.
Yes. You know Bruce?
I do.
Good.
Yes, I do. That's why you call me the Mayor of Hopwood,
yes,
buddy.
You know everybody, don't you?
I pretty much do. You're good.
So Shefsky here out of the shotgun. Run going back to Marzi Carter, and Carter breaking a couple of tackles. They should have another Bishop Canevin first down as he takes it to the Crusaders 36. So give Carter 11 on the run to move the sticks.
That's going to take him over 100 yards. Now 15 carries for 107 yards.
Canevin, again, like they've done all season long, good mix with the pass and the run tonight.
Now, we saw activity whenever they had their second possession in that first half. They were able to score on only 4 plays. That's what they're trying to do here right now.
Line of scrimmage, the Crusaders 36. Back to Carter again on the inside run, and Carter takes it down to the 43, getting 7. Now, Carter's been the workhorse back for the Crusaders tonight.
He runs hard. There's no doubt about that. Keeps those legs churning and does a great job.
Reminder to stay tuned after the game for the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. Also have live video of that show up for you on the WMBS Facebook page. Get all of the quarterfinal round scores from 4A through 1A and the semifinal round update from 5A and 6A. Now they're going to go back to the Wildcat set here with Jason Cross getting the direct snap. And Cross cutting up the field across the 45 and taking it just shy of midfield. 6-yard gain there for Jason Cross and another Bishop Canevin first down. As we're down to 6:22 left here in the third quarter. Canevin continues to lead 14-8 over California. Canevin scoring on the opening 2 touchdowns of the night. Olszewski to Cross on a long touchdown pass, and then Carter running one in before Lee Kwok came back with a 55-yard run for California. Spencer Petrucci out of the 2-point conversion.
And you can see why West Virginia wanted to get this Cross. I mean, he's a stud. He's got a lot of speed.
He's split out to the far side now. Triple right set. Olszewski out of the shotgun with a protector back to his left. It's Marzi Carter again. Carter gets the football and just lowers the helmet. Maybe gets a yard right to the 50. We have 2nd and 9 with 5:42 left on our running clock here in the third quarter.
Carter is going to need a nice hot tub bath tomorrow, man. He's taking a lot of punishment, but dishing a lot out as well.
A lot of these Crusader starters didn't even play the second half last week against Leechburg after they blew open an early lead in their first round game. California, they actually had an easier time than I thought as well, Tony, against Jeanette last week.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised at that result, but tell you what, the defense and offense both on Cal, they look great.
2nd and 9 here for Olszewski and the Crusaders. Inside run, Marzi Carter, look out here. Carter into the secondary, cuts to his left, inside the 20, cuts back to his right at the 15, and Marzi Carter takes it down to the California 4-yard line. 46-yard run for Carter. That puts him over 1,000 yards for the season.
And really just showing all the moves that he had right there. Thought he was going to break it, but Cal able to stop him at the 5-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it.
Goes the 45-yard run. Setting up a 1st and goal here for Bishop Canevin. Boy, this would be huge for the Crusaders. Going up 2 scores against a California offense, Tony. What, has 1 first down so far in the game?
I am for 2.
2 first downs now, excuse me.
Yep.
And then 55-yard run from Kwalk. California, if they go down 2 scores here, they're going to need a lot of big plays in the final quarter and a half. Down to 4:50 left before halftime. Play clock down at 2, down to 1. They get it off. Carter on another run, and Carter trying to keep those legs churning here on the left side and gets halfway there to the end zone, just inside the 3.
So we'll give him 3.
2nd and goal now for the Crusaders. 4:35 left on a running clock here in the 3rd quarter. The lead's still at 6. In California, they forced 2 turnovers already on fumbles in this game. Boy, they love to get one here with Bishop Canevin having it inside the California 10-yard line.
I think they'd love to have a little scoop and score.
Yes. Anything just to get the football back right now, though. Olszewski going back under center this time, repositioning the troops. Solo back is Carter. Now man in motion and flags come in. False start here against Bishop Canevin. They just seemed confused there, Tony, when they went to the line.
Yeah,
they weren't very definitive.
I was trying to figure out what. I think they called the receiver who was in motion. I think that was Lindsey. And I think they called him for like stepping forward first. But any way you look at it, it's going to make it now. 2nd and 8, 2nd and goal from the 8.
Well, Carter's out of the game right now. He's standing on the near sidelines. And you have Najee Austin into the game now. He's dotting the I. Wide outs each side. Austin gets the football, and Austin right up the middle. Able to get 3 back right to the 5-yard line. Bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
And you got a player down? No.
Haven't really had any injuries tonight. Always good, Tony.
That's a good thing.
Najee Austin, that was just his 15th carry of the season. Came into the game 14 carries for 109 yards and a touchdown. He's a 6'2", 200-pound senior. Now 3rd and goal from the California 5. I have to think after some of those big runs that Carter's a little worn down. And we're going to him a lot tonight, but Carter for the moment is going to remain on the sidelines. You have Austin now, protector back off to the left of Olszewski, who's out of the shotgun as Olszewski takes the snap. He's looking end zone, far side passes, tipped, juggled, tipped a couple of times and almost intercepted. California had 2 defenders over there, Daquan Davis and Zach Galletti, and they both came close to picking it off. The intended wide receiver was Jason Cross.
Yeah, and I actually thought Davis was going to step in the path there, and if he would have had pay dirt right in front of him.
And now it's 4th and goal from the 5. If you kick a field goal here, Tony, make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
So the ball's on the left hash mark, so it's not going to be an easy kick.
Well, Olszewski's coming back out, so there's no way that they're going to kick this.
Biggest play of the game so far. Bishop Canevin up 6. Facing a 4th and goal from the California 5. 2 eye backs. Austin dots the eye. Olszewski's going to put it up. A little high fade. Far side. Cross brought it down. One-handed catch in the end zone, and they say touchdown.
That was a fantastic catch. Wow. I actually thought the ball was going to be overthrown. And a great catch there. Just showing athletic ability.
One of the best catches we've seen all season.
By far.
Jason Cross, the 2nd touchdown of the game. A huge one here now, putting Bishop Canevin up 12 at 20-8. I wish we had that one on video, Tony.
Yeah. Tell you what, man. Well, somebody might. Actually, the guy right next to me does.
The extra point coming up short. So the score remains 20-8. Bishop Canevin over California. 2:45 left here in the third quarter. But again, that 5-yard touchdown pass coming on a 4th and goal. But now putting Bishop Canevin up, Tony, by 12.
And now a tough road to hoe coming back here for Cal. But hopefully they can get a nice return here. And really, I mean, they played great defense on that set of downs there, even though, they had 1st and goal from the 5. Ended up having a loss, and then the next thing you know, I thought they were actually going to hold him, but great catch by Cross. I don't know how he did it.
Again, our coverage brought to you by the C. Harper Auto Group, the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, Russ Bleho, your local Allstate insurance agent, and NAPA Auto Parts. Appreciate everybody's support. Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. I'm Brian Morozak, Tony Hanola along single A quarterfinal round action tonight from Norwin High School. It's been a good game. Now California's turn to answer. They're down 12 here with 2:45 left in the third. The kickoff going here and angled on the near side. On the run back there is Marzella for California. Marzella cutting out to the left, nothing there. Now cuts back in the center of the field, takes it across the 35-yard line, close to the 36. A couple extracurriculars there after the players separated, and California with their offense back out there trying to get things going, Tony.
And that drive, Brian, took 7 plays, covered 75 yards, and took 4:45 off the clock in that third quarter. So now Cal trailing by 12 and looking for something to happen here offensively. They're going to start at their own 36.
And Lehue lining up out of the shotgun with a protector back to his left, triple left formation. Single coverage out to the near side. Might see California put it up a little bit. It's going to be a run here to Petrucci, and he's stuffed behind the line. And he'll lose 3, maybe 4 here, Tony, back to the 33.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark him back at the 33, so a 3-yard loss. Petrucci now 6 carries for only 7 yards here in this game, Brian.
Yeah, not the type of game he's seen all season long, Tony. I mean, you look at Petrucci's numbers came into the game, 176 carries for 1,529 yards, 28 rushing touchdowns, 8.7 yards a carry. Just hasn't been able to muster that against the strong Crusaders defense. Going to get the football here again, and a big run this time, his biggest of the night, as Spencer Petrucci up just shy of the California 45, 12-yard run on a situation where California needed 13. So stopped about a yard, maybe 2 short.
And that's a big play here, Brian.
California just shy of midfield.
Well, they kind of marked that. They marked that at the 44. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that. I mean,
3rd and 3. Now it should have been closer to a 3rd and 1. They stack receivers in the pistol set. Petrucci gets it again, kind of ran into the line and stopped at the line for no gain. So California down 12. They're going to be facing a 4th and 3 from their own 44-yard line.
Well, I think at this point, I mean, you got to punt the ball away. I know it's tempting to go for it, but you really don't want to give Bishop Canevin good field position here, but it looks like they're going to think about it. Play clock still only at 20, and Lehue going to the sideline and trying to get directions here. We're under a minute to go here, third quarter.
So Lehue coming back out. California appearing to at least line up to try to go for here. Might get a hard count. Play clock down to 5. They need to go. Lehue out of the shotgun. Play clock at 2. Play clock at 1. They get it off. Lehue looking like he's going to put it up. Rolls to the far side. Throws on the run down the field. It's tipped and falls incomplete. Knocked down there by Tajir Clayton. And Bishop Canevin up 12 will get the football back with 27 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I'm not so sure I would have done that, but
I think you had to, though. Well, I mean, you're down 12, late stages of the third quarter. How many more possessions are you going to get?
Well, yeah, and especially after you saw last. I mean, that last drive took 4:45 off the clock and really did a great job by the Crusaders offense to keep the ball out of Cal's hands. And you're right. I mean, I get it, but, you know, you give them good field position here, a quick strike offense. I mean, you can really be down in a huge hole here in a minute.
Even if you punt it, though, what do you get, 20, 30 yards at best probably on the other side?
Yeah.
The way Bishop Canevin is moving the football, you still might find yourself in the same situation. And this is going to be a run here to Davion Taylor. And Taylor, who again was listed as a backup tight end, getting his second carry of the night, getting 4 here, close to the California 41 to bring up 2nd and 6. That might be the final play of this third quarter.
I think it's going to be.
And he'll take it down. And Bishop Canevin, who again has played in WPIAL championship games the last 2 years, trying to set themselves up with a possible rematch against Fort Cherry next week. And Fort Cherry knocked off Bishop Canevin earlier on in the season. But Canevin up 12 at 20-8 after 3 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night. Southside Beaver now up 42-7 on Greensburg Central Catholic tonight. A couple of other scores. Bell Vernon now up 30-6 over Lakes. Aliquippa 25-17 lead over Greater Latrobe. Thanks to TJ DeStefano for some of those scores. Get our coverage tonight brought to you by Brewston Chiropractic Studio, Reese Warehouse, NovaCare Rehabilitation with offices in Uniontown and Masontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. Shop and Save, Walnut Hill Plaza, Uniontown. You know what's going fast at Shop and Save? Our Best in Fayette books, Tony. I'm restocking over there at least once a week. Everybody picking those up.
Yeah, I actually picked one up when I had to come down to the studio to pick up something, and it's a nice publication. You guys did a nice job.
Thank you. Your photos in there too. So
yeah, no, I don't. That wasn't the most flattering of me, but
photos everywhere. Big celebrity like you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, big is the right word there.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, I did. I did.
So Bishop Canevin now facing a 2nd and 6 from the California 41. And they're going to go back to Cross as the Wildcat quarterback. And Cross with a minimal gain there inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line, getting 2. Bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, a nice stop there. Cross had a little open field in front of him, but a great shoestring tackle there, only to stop him for a 2-yard gain.
Again, Cross, 2 touchdown receptions tonight. First of 39, but the second at 5 was certainly a prettier catch. Little one-hander in the back corner of the end zone. Now whistles come in here on this 3rd and 5. What do we got?
That's a good question. Haven't seen a signal yet.
Temperature's cooling off a little bit, so that breeze coming in off to our left.
Uh-huh.
It's a chilly night around southwestern Pennsylvania.
November football weather.
Yes. Better than the rain we had last year in the quarterfinal round.
Whew. Yeah,
remember the water we did the Laurel Highland Central Valley game up there, and you can actually see the water on the turf. It was raining that hard.
Yeah, I didn't make that one, actually.
No,
I watched you guys. Yeah, I think I went to Penn State.
Yep.
Yeah, last year.
You guys have a big game tomorrow? No Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines for Michigan. You got a shot, Tony.
I was hoping we had a shot before they suspended him. So
3rd and 5, inside run. They needed 5. They only got 2. Trying to see if that was Carter back in there or if they subbed up backs. I haven't seen much of Carter after he sprung that long run that set up that touchdown for Bishop Canevin. That is Carter.
That is Carter there.
The Carter got 2. It'll be 4th and 3. So you have 10:37 left in regulation. Bishop Canevin up 12, now facing a 4th and 3 from the California 37.
Yeah, you talk about a workhorse. Carter, I got him for 20 carries, 165 yards, and that 16-yard touchdown run.
He's lined up as a protector back off to the right of Olszewski. Triple right formation, single coverage to the far side. They'll go with a screen on the far side, a little stiff arm, and it's going to be close.
They're going to have it.
Reception brought down by Jaden Lindsay.
And Manzella, great effort to try to stop him, but
I think they're going to spot it. They're just past the sticks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just enough for a first down.
They needed 3, got about 3.5. Going to put it down right at the 34, and they're going to say first down. With 10-12 left in regulation, so Canevin up 12 can run a little more time off the clock.
Now, they put together a nice drive last time, as we said, took 4:45 off the clock, and trying to do the same thing here.
Inside run, again to Carter, and Carter kind of emerged there from the pack and has a Bishop Canevin first down and finally run out of bounds by about 3 Trojans. It appeared that Carter was going to be stopped for only about a yard or 2 gain on the play, and somehow he just surged through the POW, picked up a first down, got about 12 or 13, and now we have a Trojan down.
And let's see where they're going to mark it here. Looks like it's going to be about the 23-yard line.
Just kind of got lost in the pack. So an injury timeout brought to you by the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive. Our phone 724-437-7500. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute. Relief is closer than you think.
Looks like a cramp. Kind of working on. Didn't catch a number there, but they're working on him like it's a cramp. So that's a good sign.
On the California lineman, again, our C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night brought to you by the C. Harper Auto Group, State Farm Agent Lauren Yeoman, Sandy Howe Notary Services, Joby's Golf, and Peach and Pharmacy inside the downtown Connellsville Peach and Market. Tony will have all of your final stats. We wrap things up courtesy of Peach and Pharmacy tonight. And again, the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel follows the game as well.
Yep, our buddy Jimmy Capuzzi sponsoring.
Yeah.
A long-time sponsor for you.
Always appreciate his support.
Always good to see him.
So this lineman still getting worked on here on the California side. Again, we have 10:01 left in regulation. Bishop Canevin now up 12. California trying to get back to the semifinals for the first time since 2017 when they lost to Amani Christian. And again, Bishop Canevin, they played in the last two WPIAL title games, winning a WPIAL championship back in 2021 and making to the finals last year. The injured California Trojan now walking off Darius Johnson, number 53, the 6-foot junior for California.
Now, the good thing is he walked off. Like I said, it looked like a cramp. They were working on him, trying to stretch him out there. So now another first down. That is the 14th first down of the night for the Crusaders.
The California is what, two?
Two.
Yep. Two first downs.
Two in the first half.
Yep. Olszewski back out of the shotgun. Protector back to his left. It's 1st and 10 from the California 23. Olszewski, inside handoff. That time it's Najee Austin. And Austin taking it down to the 16, 7-yard pickup to bring up 2nd down and 3. Austin, a nice compliment back there to Carter. A little bit bigger. They list Carter at 5'10", 165. Austin at 6'2", 200.
I'll tell you what, though, they both run hard. No
They do.
doubt about that, Brian. I mean, they're tough.
2nd and a long 3. Football to California 16. Olszewski out of the shotgun. Austin remains to his right. Double tights now on the line and a wide out deep side. Olszewski takes the snap. Goes back on the inside run to Austin, who plows his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Should be enough here for another Bishop Canevin first down. Needed 3 and got just that.
And I think the referee already signaled it, so it's going to be a first down.
Again, they can wind a little more clock down to 8:40 left here in regulation time. Get a score on this drive, Tony. It's pretty much the knockout blow.
I would agree, Brian. Right now, closing in on 4 minutes worth of possession on this drive for the Crusaders.
Having now at the California 13. They're winding this play clock down, too, now under 5. Olszewski out of the shotgun. They need to get set here. It's down to 2. It's down to 1, and they're not going to get it off.
I don't know if they're going to give him a timeout ahead of time. They did give it to him, man.
A timeout granted there to Bishop Canevin as they lead by a score of 20-8. Going to have to thank M&R Transit, the Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 in Hopwood, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, and NovaCare Rehabilitation with offices in Uniontown and Masontown locally. And all of our high school sports sponsors, not only tonight but all season long. I'm Brian Morozak with Tony Hanola tonight. It's like our high school sports season as far as high school football, Tony, might be winding down tonight. California would win. We'd have them in the semifinals for you next week. But in high school basketball, just 3 weeks away, so the folks won't have to go too long without listening to you or I or Steve or any of the other guys on the crew.
Yeah, their ears probably need a break.
Yes. Olszewski after the timeout, back out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the California 13. Olszewski going back to the ground. This time it's Marzi Carter. Carter had a touchdown back in the first half, gets 4 here down to the California 9-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 6 as we go under 8 minutes left in regulation.
And 181 yards rushing for Carter.
Southside Beaver now up 42-14 over Greensburg Central Catholic. Southside Beaver, of course, the number 1 seed in this 1A playoff field, playing that game tonight at Peters Township High School. They're moving on. Second down and 7 from the California 9. Play fake. Olszewski now throwing on the run into the end zone. Diving attempt falling incomplete. Intended wide receiver there was Jason Cross. Could not hang on. Now third down and 7. Would have been Cross's third touchdown of the night.
Would have been his third catch and third touchdown.
Now has 13 receiving touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, tonight 2 catches for 44 yards. You mentioned a 39-yard catch for a touchdown and 5 yards.
Only catches touchdowns, right?
That's exactly right. That one-handed grab. Hopefully, I'm sure that one of the local stations was here covering it for their high school highlights.
Yes.
Hopefully they got that one. I'd like to see that one again.
Third and 7 from the California 9. Olszewski looking end zone, and Cross has his third touchdown of the night. Cutting in the back center of the end zone for the reception. That's pretty much the knockout blow as Bishop Canevin goes up 26-8.
You're right. And just tough to defend. We saw that speed. It just came right across the middle and was wide open. 3 catches, 53 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Pretty good night for Jason Cross.
That was a 9-yard reception, and also had receptions of 5 on the one-hander and 39. Now the extra point up on the way and good to extend the lead now to 27-8 for Bishop Canevin over California with 7:22 left here in the fourth quarter. But give California credit, though, Tony. They played extremely hard tonight against one of the top teams in the WPIAL. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Bishop Canevin back down at Acrisure Stadium in 2 weeks.
Guaranteed. They're going to be really tough to beat, no doubt.
And again, they lost that opening game to Fort Cherry by a touchdown in a shootout. I think it was 48-41 earlier on this season, and they could easily, I'm sure, flip that around a little bit. And you'd have to think, they're going to be a little fired up going in there as well, knowing what happened earlier in the season.
Oh yeah, like I said, they've got a good squad. There's no doubt about that, Bri.
7:22 left here in regulation. Again, our coverage tonight brought to you by Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop, Fay West Glass Company, Armstrong, United Bank, attorney Lisa J. Buday, and the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital.
Drive took 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 9 plays, and covered 56 yards.
And now Canevin to send it away. And California finding themselves down 27-8. Get the football back with 7:22 left, trying to spring a little kickoff here. They'll get a return across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. Good speed that time from Zach Galletti.
Yeah, we haven't called his name
No,
much.
I was just thinking that as well.
Yeah.
5'8", 168 senior. Unfortunately for Galletti, it appears he's playing his final high school football game tonight.
Yeah, unless they do something miraculous here over the last 7-16. And you're right, they've had a fantastic season, no doubt about it.
Fort Cherry now 35-0 over Rochester, so it appears it will be Bishop Canevin and Fort Cherry rematch next Friday night. California, with 7:16 left in regulation, will line Leahy up here in an empty set, and they're going to burn a timeout.
Well, interestingly enough, Brian, that Fort Cherry game with Bishop Canevin was, 48-41?
Correct.
So you talk about 2 offensive juggernauts, man. That'll be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, see a lot of passes and big-time points next week. Should be an exciting contest as well. Fort Cherry, of course, won the Black Hills Conference 11-0. Haven't lost a game yet this season. They've outscored their opponents 47-11. Bishop Canevin came in, outscoring their opponents 34.5-8.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to mention that game was played back on September the 30th at Dormont Stadium, where Bishop Canevin plays all of their home games. They actually share that field with Keystone Oaks High School.
Now, I was going to say, really, they like to put the ball in the air. Olszewski only has 109 yards passing here tonight. As we said, had 210 yards last week in the first half. Actually, looked up a couple things, too. He holds the single-game passing record of 419 yards 25 completion and 5 touchdowns in a game. So
he's their all-time passing leader as well, as Leyhew in trouble here. He's going to be tackled back to the 35-yard line looking for running room. They're going to give him forward progress up to the 38, so it's only going to be a 4-yard loss. Could have been a 7-yard loss. They would have spotted it where he got tackled at. So we're under 7 minutes left in regulation. California down 7-8.
In California, just really no place to go there. Leyhew with a good ball fake, but didn't fool anybody on the Crusader side.
It's been a quick game tonight as well.
It has been.
27-8 in favor of Bishop Canevin. California going in tight, but Leahew's going to put it up. That single coverage here on the near side, just overthrowing his intended wide receiver there, Lee Kwalk. Kwalk, who scored the only California touchdown this evening on a 55-yard run.
Kwalk was actually open, had his man beat, but just a hair overthrown, just didn't put enough air underneath it for Kwalk to kind of run underneath it. He beat Tyler Clayton on the defense, but couldn't haul it in. Now
3rd and 15. They go back with 2 I-backs, the wide out each side, line of scrimmage to California 37. Play fake from Leyhew, scrambles to the far side, throws on the run, looking deep middle, but well overthrown. Zach Galletti was the closest Trojan around, but I think Leyhew overthrew him by about 5 yards. Getting coverage there for Canevin. Mayanti Mott. Now check that. That was 14 there. DeMar Olds. Olds in coverage. Now 4th and 15. I think they're just going to bring out the punting unit.
Leyhew now 3 for 12. Only 2 yards passing in this game.
Again, didn't attempt a pass last week against Jeanette. Different story here as California got down 14-0 early against Bishop Canevin. Really, aside from the Kwalk 55-yard touchdown run, have struggled to get yards on the ground. Another line drive punt here from Ross. We scooped up here at the 25-yard line from Cross. And Cross already up to the 40. Now trying to cut back here to the near side. And Cross finally hemmed in. Lost a yard on the little spin back there to the 39. So that's where Canevin will start first and 10. But right now, at 27-8, you're likely just going to see the Crusaders keep the ball on the ground here and try to finish this one off.
I would have no doubt. And, you've seen Carter get a brunt of the carries here tonight, but I would not be surprised to see Austin come in, kind of give him a little bit of a spell and play the last 6-11 for the Crusaders.
And our coverage brought to you in part by Uniontown Detailing, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, Zen's Construction Warehouse, Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, and NAPA Auto Parts.
And do we have, looks like Austin in the backfield. It could be wrong, but trying to catch the number.
Well, Shepsky's still in there for Bishop Canevin. High snap, brought down, handoff goes to Austin across the 40. Austin trying to keep those legs churning, takes it up to the 42 for a 3-yard pickup as we go under 6 minutes now left in regulation. Canevin up 27-8 over California. Brian Morozak alongside Tony Hanola and Nick Barczyk back inside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios tonight.
And like I said, I have a feeling that Carter is going to get the rest of the night off.
Now, you don't want to see him get banged up late. He had some powerful runs tonight as well and took some shots. And they haven't really given him as many reps after he had that long run down to the California 5.
Right.
Took a little contact there late to be a screen. Complete here to Davion Taylor. And Taylor just a minimal gain. Maybe 1.
Taylor
just shy of the 43. The 3rd down and a long 6.
They were all over Taylor right there.
He's been more involved than I thought he would be tonight. Came into the game just 3 receptions for 12 yards and a handful of carries. Gotten a couple of touches tonight. Only a sophomore, 6'2", 210 pounds.
Well, already getting a ton of looks from a lot of D1 schools. All the locals, Penn State, Pitt, West Virginia, all looking at him already.
Olszewski back out of the shotgun. Najee Austin off to his right. Now the reposition Austin to his left side. Little banana bunch in tight on the right side of the line. As Olszewski takes the snap, he's looking deep middle. A little contact down the field. No flag. Pass was intended there for Ajon Marshall. He had a couple of California defensive backs there getting some hands there on Marshall. He was going up trying to haul that one in.
Well, it's not a penalty if you get away with it.
Yep, that's for sure. And the Canevin fans don't like it either. They wanted pass interference. Ryan McFetridge now on the punt.
Yeah, you can hear him down there. Come on, ref. Well, I don't think they're in any danger right now. 4:36 to go and up 27-8.
California will get the football back. Clean snap coming back there to McFetridge. He'll kind of shank it there on the far side. Stays in play, but didn't get much on that punt. California will start their own 38 with 4:27 left in regulation. And our game coverage brought to you by Movement Physiotherapy. Tyler Gasick and his team always doing a great job up there on Route 40. Bruce Beard for all of your accounting and tax needs. SWGI, now part of U.S. Digestive Health. The C. Harper Auto Group and First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. 4:27 left in regulation time. With a loss, will be California's second loss of the season. Will end the year at 10-2. Good to see them pick up a playoff win, Tony, for the first time since 2017, as they did last week over Jeanette.
Most definitely, and she said they came into this game with an 8-game winning streak.
Direct snap this time going to Lee Kwalk, and Kwalk trying to extend it out here on the near side, and he got hit by about 3 Crusaders and driven back at the 32-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 16.
And Kwalk took a shot and really had no place to go. They're going to give him a loss of
They said 8.
7.
I think more like 7.
I think it's no, it's 6. They started on the 38, so you're right, Brian. But Kwalk just took a shot, tried to come off to his left side, and really they stood him up, and then a Crusader came and punished him.
2nd and 16. They'll split the backs this time behind Lehue. Lehue in some trouble, trying to get out of it, just flips it forward, able to find a man down the field to the 40-yard line. Will end up going as a gain of 8 on the reception there. Malachi Peak. So Peak making the catch there for California. And for Peak, that's only his 4th reception of the season. Now 3rd and 8. 3:19 left in regulation. Again, Bishop Canevin 27, California 8. And if you're just joining us, 3 touchdowns on the game for Bishop Canevin's Division I wide receiver. Jason Cross headed to West Virginia next year as a defensive back. Now Lehue in trouble. Backside pressure coming. Pass falls incomplete. Barely got it away. He was hit as he released the football by Davion Taylor.
Davion Taylor, as we said, the sack leader here for this team. 24 sacks in 2 years.
He's the all-time sack leader, Bishop Canevin.
Yeah, and only a sophomore.
How about that? You're the all-time sack leader at your school, and you're only a sophomore.
And as we said, Penn State, West Virginia, Pitt, and Miami of Ohio looking at him. And
you see that Tack linebacker from Latrobe got an offer from USC this week.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. I saw where he got, he had one from West Virginia and Penn State before, but interesting.
And it was yesterday. Southern California sent him an offer. 4th down here for California. Incomplete pass. Lehue looking across the middle. No one home. So Bishop Canevin will take over on downs with 2:56 left in regulation. They can pretty much kill it here, Tony.
Yeah, I got a feeling they probably will. They're going to take it over on the 41-yard line.
Yes. And again, stay tuned for the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. Coming your way next, Greater Latrobe making a little run back here on Aliquippa. It's Aliquippa 25, Greater Latrobe 22. That game in the 4th quarter.
Whoa.
Well, Don keeps talking about Latrobe. Appreciate TJ giving us that info.
Wow. That's interesting. That would be a huge upset.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the lead yet, but they're down 3.
No, but if they would come back and win that game, what would that do for that program?
I agree. I think last year was their first playoff win since 20, 30 years at least.
Right.
Going back a long time. Canevin keeps it on the ground here, starting this drive from the California 40. On the run here down to the 37 with a late flag coming in.
A flag coming is right. Is that going to be a face mask?
That carry went to Aswan Marshall. And now the officials getting together here with 2:52 left in regulation.
Marshall limping a little bit as he goes back to the huddle.
The illegal participation on Canevin. With that 12 men on the field, I guess, Tony.
Yeah.
Odd to see that on the offensive side.
So, did they say it's a 15-yard penalty? Wow.
They did, yeah.
Interesting. That's the 7th penalty on Bishop Canevin for 53 yards.
I think we had that a couple weeks ago, too, somewhere.
Yeah.
Remember, we were questioning it.
Exactly.
I think that was one of the rule changes in the offseason. They have stacked receivers now. Marshall's going to get another carry here, and Marshall back into California territory and takes it down to the 40-yard line. So he got all 15 of those yards back. The first and 25 will become a 2nd and 10. 2:38 left in regulation.
A nice run there by Marshall.
They have other options, too, other than just their top back, Carter and Austin.
Now they're going to have some talent coming back next year.
Yeah. Marshall's a senior. He has over 500 yards receiving. Lindsay, a junior, he's over 500 yards receiving.
Right.
Olszewski's back.
Olszewski's back. Taylor's back. Yep.
And they're not worried about 2024 yet. They're trying to make a run here in 2023 as Marshall gets another carry. Huge hole. Marshall breaking a couple of tackles inside the California secondary. Marshall's going to break it free here on the near side inside the 10. And Marshall pushed into the end zone for a Bishop Canevin touchdown from 41 yards out. So Marshall joins the party and the Bishop Canevin lead up to 34-8.
Yeah, not much to do there, actually.
Check that, 33-8.
Cal defense just worn out. They've been on the field a long time. And a 41-yard touchdown run by Marshall just extends the lead even further. And really, you could see not a whole lot of tackling on the Cal. Oh, right. It's just, just one of those things.
Score occurring here at the 1:51 mark of the fourth quarter.
So the drive took 1 minute and 5 seconds.
The extra points is good, so now we can stay 34-8.
Covered 41 yards on 2 plays.
The thing is, Tony, folks look at this score in the paper or online tomorrow and see 34-8. Well, just another Bishop Canevin route. But California really in this game throughout the late stages of the third quarter.
Well, most definitely. The thing that really did it, Brian, was that drive that took, 4:45 off the clock. And, you start looking at drives like that, and that defense is on the field, and especially with these Class 1A schools where everybody's playing both sides. And you get worn out pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, another drive took 5 minutes off the clock. So, you start looking at that kind of stuff. I mean, these kids are tired.
You'd have to thank Mike Burrell and all the staff here at Norwin High School for their accommodations tonight. We had our home away from home for the basketball season in the playoffs last year. Remember that?
Yeah, we seem to be coming to Norwin every game.
Yeah. We might have done 4 or 5 basketball playoff games between Uniontown and Laurel Highlands last year at Norwin.
Right.
I think Uniontown played in the tip-off tournament up there last year as well.
Yeah, right?
I didn't do the game there. I think Scully did it with Billy, but we had games there.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
They played Steel Valley up there, and I think lost. They beat Steel Valley, then lost to someone else early in the season. I haven't gotten in my basketball research mode yet.
They lost to Norwin.
Yeah, Norwin, the host school. You're right. Yeah, early in the season.
Yep. They lost to Norwin early.
The 1:44 left here. Again, the Triple M scoreboard show with Don Rebel on the way next. Maybe if you tune in early, you can see Tony again tonight.
No, you can't.
We're getting Tony on again tonight.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Little run on the right side there for Cal. He's still in at quarterback. That's Petrucci. He'll lose 2 back to the 37. 1:34 left. And, Nick, will we have a audio replay of the First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County Super Play of the game? I know we've had some issues with some power supplies going down on computers tonight with power outages back at the stations. I'm not sure if you're going to have that for us or not, but just let us know.
We will, yes, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Nick.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Ooh.
Triple right set. Leyhew. Inside run across the 40. Up to the 44-yard line. 7-yard run for Leyhew. Takes us under a minute left in regulation.
Leyhew now 11 carries, 26 yards.
So now 3rd down here for the Trojans. Not really showing any hurry. I think they're ready just to, hate to say it, Tony, pack it in tonight as well.
Yeah.
But again, a solid season for California. They'll end the year at 10-2. Bishop Canevin will improve to 10-1, and they're in the semis for a 3rd straight year and a game away from getting back to Heinz Field to Acrisure Stadium for a 3rd straight year. Quad left set here, a little throw back to Petrucci. And Petrucci cuts it up to the 48. Be 4th and 2. 19 seconds left.
Well, he's going to get credited for a 4-yard run.
Yeah, the pass was behind the line. I thought they might try a little throw down the field there.
I did too. I actually thought that was what's
Late
going to
in the
happen.
game.
I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, fans starting to make their way out, and we're going to have a little handshake here at midfield as Bishop Canevin, well, it's a competitive game throughout much of the contest, getting some late scores on California and running away with a 34-8 win over the California Trojans. Again, let's recap the scoring summary. Opening score of the night. And Nick Barczyk tells me we got the studio computer working. How about that, Tony Hanola?
Tell you
Took
what.
the whole game. And I before we thank anybody, Seth Caton tonight, who's our IT guy, he came in, 7 o'clock on a Friday night. He is married with kids, everything else. We called him. We needed him tonight. Seth Caton came up. I'd give Seth Caton our player of the game. I have an extra medal for Seth back there. I appreciate Seth really stepping up and helping us out tonight. You don't know how much we all appreciate it. Really stressful week for a lot of us, and Seth coming through tonight as well. So I have to give a shout-out to Seth Caton tonight. He'll end up being one of our players of the game. But the scoring, looking at the scoring recap, Olszewski got things started, 39-yard touchdown pass to Jason Cross at the 6:59 mark of the first to make it 7-0 after the extra point from Leo Shortridge. Then Marzi Carter getting a touchdown run to make it 14-0 at the 5:18 mark of the second quarter. California, though, showed life. 55-yard touchdown run from Lee Kwalk. Petrucci's two-point conversion made it 14-8. California also forced 2 turnovers defensively as well. So their defense played strong, including a solid effort out of Fred Sherman tonight, who was involved in both of those fumbles. But Olszewski and Cross were the story tonight. They hooked up on a 5-yard touchdown pass late in the third quarter. One-handed catch from Cross in the back corner of the end zone to make it 20-8. Then Cross got his third touchdown reception of the night on a 9-yard hookup from Olszewski to make it 27-8. That score occurred at the 7:22 mark of the fourth. And Aswa and Marshall kind of capping it off. Didn't see a lot of time in the backfield for that final drive. 40-yard touchdown run to go up 34-8. And that is your final score tonight. The Bishop Canevin Crusaders defeating the California Trojans. And Nick Barczyk, I'll let you pick. A lot of highlights tonight. Our first Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County super play of the game. Surprise us.
I'm queuing it up right now, gentlemen. Just give me a few more seconds here as I wait for our thing to finalize.
We've been filling all night, Nick. It's no problem at all. Tony's
take it away. You guys are professionals.
Don't go that
We're trying.
far.
Again,
Brian is. Don't go that far.
Hey, Tony's a state award winner.
Oh, God. You're
34-8. You got the final stats. You need more time, too.
No, I need more time.
He needs more time,
Come
too. I'll
on,
tell you
man.
coming up after the game. It's the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. Don will take you all the way up until 11 o'clock tonight. Again, a big day of sports on WMBS tomorrow. Starts with the Sports Line with Bill DeFabio filling in for George Von Benko. George actually out in Vegas this week, Tony.
Wow.
So Bill DeFabio filling in. Have to also welcome aboard 2 new sponsors for the Sports Line, 2 new title sponsors, Casey Sports Cafe. Tom Vernon stepping up this week along with Aaron Zolbrod from Health Insurance Store in Connellsville. Pitt football coming up at 3 o'clock against Syracuse. That'll be followed by Penguins hockey tomorrow night as well. And Tony, he'll be on his couch at high noon for a big game between Penn State and Michigan tomorrow.
All right, whenever you're ready, guys, we have the play of the game ready to go.
We're ready. What is it, Nick?
Whatever you got, Nick.
Sit back and enjoy.
We got it. Biggest play of the game so far. Bishop Canevin up 6. Facing a 4th and goal for the California 5. 2 high backs. Austin dots the eye. Olszewski's going to put it up. A little high fade. Far side. Cross brought it down. One-handed catch in the end zone, and they say touchdown.
That was a fantastic catch.
And that was a fantastic catch, Tony Hanola.
Yes, it was. That one-handed just reached back and kind of, I still don't know how he did it.
And again, Cross, 3 touchdown receptions tonight. The first was a 39-yarder. I thought that 5-yarder that Nick just played for you was our first Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County super play of the game. Was the prettiest of the night. And then he came across with another 9-yarder at the 7:22 mark of the fourth quarter. So Cross now in the season, 14 receiving touchdowns. And wouldn't be surprised if he tacks on a few more next week when Bishop Canevin will be taking on Fort Cherry in the semifinal round. We also know that Southside Beaver picked up a win over Greensburg Central Catholic. So the only single-A game that we don't have a final result on so far tonight would be the matchup between Clairton and Union being played at Armstrong High School tonight. But again, Don Rebel will have the final of that game for you as well during our Triple Live scoreboard show, which we'll get to in just a couple of minutes. Again, Tony's reading your final stats. They're brought to you by Peach and Pharmacy, located inside the downtown Connellsville Peach and Market. And as the Crusaders celebrate here on the near side, back to the semifinal round, as Tony crossing the last couple of dots there on the numbers.
Yep, almost here, Brad. Hold on one
here.
second. Hold on.
And he'll tell you all the final results from the game this evening as Bishop Canevin knocks off California by a score of 34-8. Normally we'd have a regular broadcast with all the commercials. Tony will be doing that during about a 3 or 4 minute span. He did it a little bit quicker tonight. Now he's ready.
That's because you put the heat on me, man. There you go. All right, let's look at the California High Trojans. Offensively, Jake Lehue, passing-wise, was 4 for 15 on the night. He only had 10 yards passing. He did throw 1 interception. Receiving-wise, Malachi Peak had 1 catch for 8. Spencer Petrucci had 1 catch for 1 yard. And Lee Kwalk had the other 2 catches for 1 yard in receptions. On the rushing end, Lehue had 11 carries for 26 yards. Spencer Petrucci, 10 carries for 21 yards. Lee Kwalk, the leading rusher today, 4 carries for 44 yards, and he had that 55-yard touchdown run. And Fred Sherman had 1 carry for 1 yard. Offensively, California ran 41 offensive plays. They had 26 rushes for 92 yards, 4 for 15 passing for only 10 yards, 102 yards of total offense. They had 4 penalties for 17 yards, and they had only 2 first downs, and those both coming in the first half. And they did have 1 turnover on the interception by Jake Lehue. For the victorious Bishop Canevin Crusaders, Cole Olszewski was 8 for 14 passing, only 110 yards, but he did have 3 touchdown passes. All 3 of those passes going to Jason Cross, who had 53 total yards receiving, a 39-yard touchdown reception, a 5-yard touchdown reception, and a 9-yard touchdown reception on the night. Jaden Lindsay had 2 catches for 19 yards. Ajuan Marshall had 1 catch for 22 yards. DeMar Olds, 1 catch for 18 yards in that first half, and Davian Taylor, 1 catch for only 1 yard. On the rushing end of it, Marcus Carter was the workhorse. He had 22 carries for 181 yards. He did have a 16-yard touchdown run. Olszewski had 2 carries for -1. Najee Austin came off the bench and had 4 carries for 16 yards. Davian Taylor, 2 carries for 5 yards. Jason Cross, 3 carries for 4 yards. And Ajuan Marshall had 2 carries for 56 yards, one of those being a 41-yard touchdown run. Offensively, 48 offensive plays for the Crusaders, 34 rushes, 261 yards, 8 for 14 passing for 110 yards. They had 371 yards of total offense compared to only 102 for the Cal Trojans. 7 penalties, 53 yards. They had 15 first downs in this game. But they did have 2 turnovers, both of those fumbles that were recovered by Cal High. I'm sorry. That's the second time I did that.
Are you doing the college game tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, period. But there you have it, 34-8. The Crusaders advance to play, who do you got, Fort Cherry in a rematch of the game?
Yes.
Okay, so.
And the other, we mentioned the other single-A game that we didn't know the score of earlier. Clairton and Union tied at 6 into the third. So they're a little behind us.
Wow. Yeah. But like I said,
good game there, though.
Good game, yeah.
But Armstrong High School. You have to think Tony, you talk about you never know what you're going to expect when you walk into a press box tonight. We did not expect a power surge back of the station at 6:10 and knock out 2 of our studio computers and have to basically fill all the commercials here locally ourselves tonight. So, again, you never know what's going to happen. Nick Barczyk holding down the fort. Again, Seth Caton coming to the rescue in our IT department tonight as well, and everybody else who made things possible for this broadcast. And I have to thank the whole crew all season. This is our final high school football broadcast of the year. Of course, Steve Superk, always fun to work with. Gary Frankhauser, Josh Scully bringing us a lot of the Uniontown action, and our camera people as well. Both Billy Dice, Sarah Camp, and Donnie Santor Snags, and I've worked a lot of games this year with both Billy and Sarah, and those guys, they're always, guys and girls, always there early setting up. And we had Sarah out there 2 hours before the McKeesport game running cords early in the season, and both of those guys, Sarah and Billy, really did a great job all season. Our broadcast would not be possible without them and all their hard work.
Oh, yeah, you had some excellent help all year long outside of one guy, and that'd be me. But
no.
Overall, like I said, I mean, we've had a great year, saw some good games, and, a little bit of a breather before we hit basketball.
Yep.
So it'll be here before you know it.
Again, thanks to everybody who made it possible. For Tony Hanola and Nick Barczyk, this is Brian Morozak. Have yourselves a pleasant and good evening. Again, 34-8 your final score. Bishop Canevin defeating California. California's season ends at 10-2. The Bishop Canevin and Fort Cherry in the single A semifinals next week. So long, everybody, from Norwin High School.
You've been listening to the C.R. Brana Group High School Sports Night, coverage of the WPIAL High School Football Playoffs here on WMBS, which have been brought to you by Casey Sports Cafe, Peachin Pharmacy, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, Movement Physiotherapy, O'Gilly's Bar and Grill, Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair, Shop and Save, United Bank, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Wood at Watson Mundorf LLP, Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop, Joby's Golf, Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning, the Fay West Glass Company, NovaCare Rehabilitation, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, Coldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty, Ford of Uniontown, Reese Warehouse, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, Bruce Beard for all of your accounting and tax needs, State Farm Agent Lauren Yeoman, the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, Cherokee Recycling, Napa Auto Parts, the Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, Brewston Chiropractic Studio, Sandy Howell Notary Services, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, SWGI, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, Potter's Bar and Grill, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, the C. Harper Auto Group, attorney Lisa J. Buday, Uniontown Detailing, M&R Transit, Armstrong, Zen's Construction Warehouse, and the Gates Funeral Home. Now stay tuned for the Trib Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel on the way next here on WMBS.
And this is your local station, WMBS. Again, your final score, Bishop Canevin beating California 34-8 to advance to the semifinals, wrapping up the California Trojans season. And that wraps up the high school football season on WMBS. But we still have the Trib Live High School Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel just underway. That'll take you up until 11 this evening, and we join that right now on WMBS Uniontown.
Score of 37-20. The Bulldogs now 10-0, trying to get back to the PIAA championship in 2A. Made it there a year ago, that great run through the states, including a victory over Steel Valley, the WPIAL champion, only to lose to state powerhouse Southern Columbia. Trying to get back there, and the first step is complete. 37-20, Westinghouse over Berlin Brothers Valley, the District 5 champions in 2A. The Mountaineers season ends at 10-2. The Bulldogs are now 10-0, and I believe they play the District 9 champion next week in the PIAA first round. The other PIAA preliminary round game involving a local team is University Prep, the City League runners-up in Class 4A, tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock at Meadville. The University Prep Wildcats at 7-3 take on the Meadville Bulldogs, the District 10 4A champions, record 8-2. Couple more finals rolling in. We'll get to those coming up in a moment. Let's get our first recap now. Brian Rozak. From high school.
I'm in Norwin tonight, yep.
South Conference.
Thanks a lot, John. I was having some trouble hearing you there for a minute, but a 34-8 win for Bishop Canevin over California tonight. The game was actually much more competitive than the final score actually indicated. California was down only 14-8 at halftime. Bishop Canevin tacked on a couple of touchdowns late to pull away. And obviously Cole Shevsky, one of the stars coming in on the Bishop Canevin side, got the scoring started with a 39-yard touchdown pass to Jason Cross. Of course, Cross headed to West Virginia next year as a defensive back. they were able to hook up on that 39-yard pass to make it 7-0 Bishop Canevin with a 6:59 mark of the first. Canevin tacking on another touchdown on a Marzi Carter run at the 5:18 mark of the second quarter to go up 14-0. At that juncture of the game, California didn't even have a first down. They get the football back on the next drive, pick up a first down, and Lee Qualk breaks it for a 55-yard touchdown run. Spencer Petrucci takes it on the 2-point conversion. And we were sitting at 14-8 Bishop Canevin over California at halftime. But Bishop Canevin's offense just too much for California in the second half. Bishop Canevin took it down to the California 5-yard line, had a 4th and goal from the 5. Ended up being really the play of the game and maybe one of the catches of the year that we've seen as Cole Olszewski hooked up once again with Jason Cross. Cross, a one-handed catch in the back right corner of the end zone for Bishop Canevin to go up 20-8, and then Cross scored his 3rd touchdown of the night on a 9-yard reception from Olszewski to go up 27-8. Nazwan Marshall tacked on another late score to make it 34-8. But California very competitive tonight. Bishop Canevin's going to have another big showdown game rematch from earlier on this season with Fort Cherry next week as they're trying to make it down to Acrisure Stadium for a 3rd straight season. But for California, last week was their first playoff win since 2017. Made a lot of strides this year, end the season at 10-2, and really, I think, a great season for their program out of the Tri-County South.
Brian, we appreciate your support. Continue to support